Recording. Welcome back to D&D Rackentha Session 51. Probably be a little bit of a shorter be a bit of a shorter campaign, this one, at 52 sessions. A little bit of a shorter session, given how but definitely interested in following up on what's been going on. Speaking of which, and feel free to add and correct. Last time, we fought some oozes, we fought some slimes, we fought an adult Oblex, who had absorbed a wide variety of occupants, including wizards and the like, creating a very powerful kind of multi-unit Oblex that the squad fought, and extricated Tanya's from Zatvor, a city whose population seems to have been comprised almost exclusively out of Oblexes hiding in humanoid skin. After heading out, the squad has had a pretty long time, kind of a celebratory evening with Tanya's traveling tale-tellers, trading stories, talking about the past, talking about the future, and at which it was revealed that Tanya's traveling tale-tellers would be dissolving for the time being. Each member interested in kind of going their own way for a while, and maybe meeting up in the future, but with no real plans to do so. Kind of headed into the various corners of Rackentha. As such, the party is now on toward Brodor, for a couple of reasons. The first most notable one being the one that everyone's on board with, at least. Being that, having found out that Chancellor Nvorak is threatening Matla and arguably the rest of the continent, they, through legend lore, have discovered that Nvorak is in fact a draconic necromancer. Dragon deeply invested how to circumvent the cycle of life and death. And having racked their brains for any way with how to deal with that, or remembered that they have in fact met one such individual who has a history of fighting and are potentially successfully killing dragons, in the individual Zaraj who they have clashed with already. But are going up to Brodor to seek him out and maybe have some sort of confrontation. I don't think the party has discussed very much beyond, we're gonna go find him. So excited to see how that turns out. And, unbeknownst to most, Hasan has found an individual known as Gelester Silvermane, a surviving member, someone who had been able to break their warlock pact with Embra in the past, the only known living humanoid to be able to do so. And as such, Hasan is very much interested in seeking out this individual, having a conversation with them. Provided via dream conversation that Hasan provide a drink for Gelester. Gelester said he would have a conversation at the price of a drink. So, thusly, the party has ventured forth. At the end of last session, I mentioned that the beginning of this would be just straight arriving in Brodor, about half a day's travel away from Salamir itself. But before we get quite to that, anything anyone else wants to add in that summary?
Slight interest in, I think there's a library somewhere in Brodor?
Yes, there's purportedly one of the draconic libraries mentioned by Ignith the Gifted Mind writings somewhere in Brodor.
Some interest in investigating that.
Yeah.
Knowledge.
So, as you have traveled from outside of Zatvor, breaking in different directions between yourself and Tanya, now heading northeast toward Brodor. It's about 3-4-ish days travel. I know that emotions were running sad at the end of last session, but I'm curious in what folks get up to in the meantime. You've got a little bit of downtime. You've got nothing else really going on in your travels between here and Brodor. Let me know. Hijinks, conversations. What's going on? How you feeling?
How's Toshi doing?
Yeah.
Toshi has been sending letters back to the archive with increased regularity. Is doing so about once a day at this point. Given that you haven't really been doing anything over the course of the last couple of days, seems to be doing a little bit more summarization, but probably only figure that out if you get real nosy. He's not trying to actively hide anything that he's doing from any of you, but it's just doing a lot of correspondence in the last several days. Seems a little bit perturbed, having been not really in, but near a very deadly, monstrous combat. But seems to be handling it fine. Fine.
Hasn't had nightmares yet.
Not that he's told you about.
I think Kason at some point will occasionally nag him like, hey, we haven't played a board game in a while. Come on, let's play board games or something like that. And he will like manifest things into existence and try to distract him every once in a while.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's multiple days of boring travel. Like the pen and parchment goes down immediately. Toshi's just like, oh, thank God. Okay. All right, what are we playing?
Look, I have not. Well, besides Loka, I have not had anyone to play artillery airships and infantry with. Please, for the love of God, will you give me someone else to play with who doesn't?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe if I wasn't driving all the time.
Hey, you're good with the foxes, and they like you the best.
Yeah.
Lest we forget when I took Millie's reins for but a moment before she darted off.
Oh yeah, we're not repeating that.
Yes.
Maybe one day we could play a game that I could also play. Maybe like a word game or something.
We will do one of those. Previous Has Pashmina usually like, hey son, let's play a game? Is this something Pashmina is normally
No, she is somewhere between both mind-numbingly bored, always at the reins, and actively nursing a breakup heartache. So she's like, it's every time she's interacting with everyone, she seems like perfectly like, that's usual happy-go-lucky Pashmina, and then just every other moment is just like all sighs and frowns.
Especially now heading into the steppe where there's significantly less tree cover, get caught just like staring into the horizon more frequently, like wistfully.
Well, as soon as I am finished with this round with my brother, who I've not played with in a while, I will.
Oh no, sure, yeah. Important.
Here's an idea. Look, you get to pick. I play more than Toshi. You get to pick which faction I get to play. Okay. We have the Celestial Harbingers of Peace right here. They are very Law and Order faction, but very kind of a Law and Order kind of faction. Perhaps a bit forceful with their authority, though. I don't know, very much in the airships category, although their airships are more just giant celestial beasts and whatnot. You could also go orcish Cossacks of the plains. Just classic cavalry based, very land focused. What do you think?
What's the cutest faction?
Well, well, I would play them, but Toshi usually plays the Children of the Forest faction. He likes the animals. I don't know why.
I just think they're neat.
Yeah, I'll play them. Toshi, can you play something else for a while? Look, I mean, you have to have other lists built up, right? Okay, you can have the children. Let me think.
We could both play them.
I mean, yeah, but
there's only one good sub-faction.
I mean, true, yeah. True.
So the lists would be pretty the same.
Oh, this is gonna be a long ride.
Give me 1 second. I have to move into another room. I apologize.
So she just hemming and hawing for like a full 5 minutes. What's Zeron been up to during travel?
Honestly, a lot of nothing. A lot of just kind of spacing out, just looking out into the trees. I think they're just really tired.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, it's just like I haven't gotten enough sleep for someone who doesn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of one of those where it's just like, I think in their head it's just one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, that is just like really starting to just kind of weigh down on him. Especially after the one dream sequence that they had recently. I think that they're just mentally tired.
Understandable. And even though all of this is very new terrain, it's gonna get, as you head into the steppe, it gets a lot more monotonous very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So as opposed to being in a forest full of trees and critters and brightly colored things, it just becomes grass and
I was
shrubs and nothing.
I spy more dead grass. Just nothing but dead grass.
Does that cloud also look like a sandworm? Or is that the same cloud I've been staring at? I don't actually know.
I don't know if you've noticed this around, but there's only one cloud in the entire sky right now.
I guess the two combined into one larger sandworm then. Are we there yet?
As far as I can see, it's still just steps from horizon to horizon.
You see kind of the large plateaus far in the distance. But it's similar to how you see mountains in the distance, except obviously much shorter than mountains. You see them in the distance, they're like, oh yeah, we'll probably be getting close to that. And then you just kind of don't realize how big they are. So they are getting closer, but they've been getting closer for like a day and a half. Staring out at them.
I think Heisan. Oh yeah, I've moved to another room. As they play, Heisan will say, "So, did anybody particularly clue you into my need of a well, how do you say? What's the word I'm looking for? Did somebody recommend specifically? I know you volunteered for the position. Is it to be here?
I didn't volunteer for the position.
Didn't?
No. That was a group decision. They thought I would be the best choice for it, given that I know the most about you and should be able to tell whether or not you're, all there.
And no, like no one person in particular.
No, not really.
Okay. Alright. I don't know if I told you. I think Hasan at this point is starting to like psychically message Toshi because this is getting into archive business. Using the message spell. And I've been in contact with I've been in contact with a mysterious benefactor. And one who I don't know, one who was in the archive, one who was obviously high up. You haven't had any idea who it could possibly be. Like, no one's taken interest or specifically just expressed interest, I don't know, in me or what's going on, or was particularly, I don't know, involved in that decision.
Oh, I mean, everyone seemed kind of resigned to this happening. No one really seemed to be pushing for it, other than, like, Dora was trying to make sure you weren't just, like, exiled forever or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think we technically have a process for that. I mean, we have a process for that, but I don't think anyone's read the process for that in a while, to the extent that I'm not sure whether that scroll's integrity is good enough for us to actually read it. Well, I mean, we shouldn't see. I would prefer for you not to get permanently exiled from the archive. Kind of why I'm here. But, I mean, you all do some weird stuff. You seem to be in danger a lot.
I think you'd get used to traveling, even with the danger.
If that's normal, I would prefer not to get used to it.
You're such a homebody. You should.
Homebot? We almost got eaten by slimes!
I like to think that that's
that is fully out loud. Like, complete silence. And then Toshi just out loud goes, "We almost got eaten by slimes!"
Do I need to pull over? Are we okay? Are we processing?
We're fine. We're fine.
We will turn this cart around.
No, we
we
won't.
will not.
We're
I've
too
always
far
wanted
into
to see
it now.
that. Just let me have this moment, please. What the fuck, Belle?
I'm just saying, I think if you spend enough time out here, God.
Currently, honestly, I think my relative analysis, we'll continue to say this outside, is that it's really hard to determine whether or not everyone being okay with that level of risk at any given point in time is brave or nuts.
Look, it can be both. I can be both brave and nuts.
Well,
and that makes sense for some of us.
To put it to you in the frankest possible terms, it's this or I lose my home country, so needs must.
Yeah, the stakes I understand. It's part of what complicates this. The stakes are a lot. I guess we will see whether or not you are effective at the things that you do. I think that's part of what's... I mean... Seems like I showed up a little late. Like you all were doing some things in Matla you referred to a few times.
Oh, yes. Yes, we actually weren't doing too much in Matla. I mean, we ended up doing a lot in Matla, but given the fact that, our necromancer, fuck it. I have already forgotten his name. Chancellor Dvorak himself, showed up, and I had to briefly speak to his massive undead dragon pet. But yeah, besides that, it was just nice festivities all around.
It seems like a lot of... You seem to be really interested in meddling with the events of the world. Which I mean... I guess I get it. I would prefer to watch from a safe distance.
Yes. I think moves a couple in the movement phase, moves a battalion forward. That it is our responsibility as to do so. All our responsibility. All of everyone's. I met an interesting fellow by the name of Tothan July who said as such.
Okay. Yeah, I keep writing letters about this.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't disagree with you, but this is expressly against the mission statement of the Archive.
I think it's fair to say that maybe some people aren't cut out for this kind of thing. That's fine, but hindering other people's ability to take charge of their own lives is something else entirely.
Fair enough. Also, I appreciate that you have moved your infantry forward, despite me having exclusively one warlord remaining. I'll just concede, Hasan. It's fine.
Oh,
I don't. We didn't have to go through the movement phase.
Okay. I was just enjoying moving the miniatures around. It's fun.
Wait, I want to move miniatures around. I don't know what that is or means. Wait,
I'm
no, I
not
played
playing
this
with you
last
again,
time.
Luca. You always win with the stupidest maneuvers.
Look, it's not my fault you're bad at this game.
You have stupid luck. I don't trust you.
What? That doesn't even make sense. It's not my fault, Hasan.
I don't care.
Toshi Since Toshi conceded, can we play a game that I can play now?
Okay. Oh, sure. God, what is that game? Toshi, any recommendations? I don't know. I don't know any.
Two truths and a lie.
Oh gods. Luca's gonna be really good at this.
I'll go first. I'm a penguin. I am from the Archive, and I don't want to get eaten by slimes.
You are a bird. You're a kestrel, Toshi. You're very obviously not a penguin.
You found the lie! Congratulations!
Oh wait, what? I thought he was a penguin. What's a kestrel?
It is a kind of hawk, mostly kind of a hawk, kind of a sparrow in a sense. It's colloquially known as a sparrowhawk. Carnivorous bird. You can see it in he starts points to Toshi's beak in the way it curves and the color, in the shape of his head, the color of his feathers. It's very complicated. It's
How glazed over are Loka's eyes right now?
It not glazed over, just he asks the question earnestly.
Mm-hmm.
And as the explanation is happening, you see just confusion slowly across his eyes until he's squinting.
Type of bird.
What?
It's a type of bird.
Yes.
Oh! Zeron, that makes so much more sense. Thank you.
I've got you. Not a problem. I am happy to help.
All right, Zoran, it's your turn.
My turn?
Two truths and a lie. It's your turn.
Yeah, we all get to play.
Oh God.
Everyone else, start thinking.
I already know mine.
Okay, Loki, you go.
How about
No,
you?
you said Zeron goes.
All right,
No,
so it's Zoran's turn.
give me a good second to think of some.
All right.
Okay,
I'm begging you.
we can wait.
No, please. It's fine. It's fine. Please
Standing by.
go.
Wait, I'm going? Wait, I didn't mean to go.
I think
You're
this game might
supposed
be
to
too
go.
complicated.
No, it's not. I'll do it. Okay, I'll go. Oh my God.
Just falling under the pressure.
Yeah, very much.
Okay, so, I don't have to tell what the truths are or the lie is. I just say it all
No,
and you
you
guess.
present
right?
them all as if they're all
Just say
true.
3 things, and then
Okay.
we'll try and guess the lie.
So I one time met the, pirate, oh crap, what's her name? I think it was something like Agatha Black in a tavern, and I outdrank her, in a drinking contest. One time, I was single-handedly, took down a ship, and then, my real name is,
I'm gonna say the last one. This doesn't sound like a real word.
is everybody supposed to guess, or just you?
I mean,
I don't know. I think we can all guess.
Okay, so Toshi has locked in that he's stupid.
This is actually slightly difficult. Well, I don't have trouble imagining you outdrinking someone. I somehow. You know what? No. I don't think you handled a ship entirely by yourself.
Yeah, I think I agree. You were so specific with the first one that it had me convinced, and then the next one was so outlandish that
I have perfect faith in you, Luca. I think the outdrinking the pirates is a lie.
Okay, so no, I definitely outdrank
What's
Agatha
that?
Black. I didn't take down a ship by myself, and my name is
Why does everyone call you Loka then?
because nobody with a mouth knows how to say my name right, including you.
That's true.
blows your whole larynx off and go, "Ugh," and it's like,
Oh.
yeah, it's, yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Hey, San, is your brother okay?
Fine. I think you're saying it quite. I think he's saying it correctly. I mean, of course, it's not saying it through fish lungs, but look, we know primordial. We know the language.
If you say so, it certainly doesn't sound like it.
Okay. Zoran. Zoran's. No wait, Loki. You get to pick who goes next.
No, it's Zeron. Zeron said he was gonna go next. You said
Okay.
Zeron was gonna go next, and then Zeron had to put it off onto me, so it's Zeron's turn.
Oh, all right.
No getting out of it now.
So serious.
This is a serious game, and I'm losing because everybody guessed my thing. Except for Toshi. And Zeron.
Me panicking because I have 2 out of the 3 right now, so it's like, wait a minute. Right. The first one. The first ever word I ever said was meow. The second one, I once ruined the dress of the mother of the groom at her son's wedding because I spit something onto her outfit.
Scandalous.
And 3, my favorite animal is a snake.
I think the snake is a lie.
You think so?
Yeah, final answer.
I think.
I guess I never thought
it's-
about that. That's kind of tough, actually.
I think it's the dress thing.
Uh,
You're definitely part. You look almost like a cat, so I believe that you're first.
That's fair.
I don't think I can see you spit, just like at all.
To be honest, neither can I. Again, you were with your upbringing. I sincerely doubt you would do so without serious repercussions.
You haven't heard the stories I've heard.
Well, yes, we don't share a tent.
That's
Wow.
many for each.
And they're cagey.
I mean, you two like kiss and stuff, which is really gross, and isn't that called swapping spit? So like,
Don't!
I think Zoran does spit.
Don't put it like
Um,
that. That's...
Might have been the accent. Spilt. S-P-I-L-T.
Oh, spilt.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh. Well, that changes things, doesn't it, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a drink I dropped.
Nobles
That's
get
all of
etiquette
it.
training, right? I don't think you spilled.
I don't think so either.
I forget what I chose, but I stick with it.
You don't think my favorite animal is a snake?
Oh no, I think that's a lot.
Pashmina?
You know what? I don't think your first word...
And you would be correct. It was not meow.
Aha!
Oh, damn it!
Hee hee, I'm good at this game.
Yeah, that's hyper-specific. That's an unfair question. That's hyper-specific.
That's
You
the
chose
point
it.
of the
It
game!
doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be anything. Also, I was in so much trouble after the wine incident. Oh, goodness.
Like,
You can never
so much
look at her
trouble.
the same in the eyes anymore.
Whoops.
And yes, it is a snake. It's the closest thing to dragon that I could feasibly see.
That's the...
Kind of snake? Like snakes general.
In general, cobras are fun now. Scary, but they're fun. Hognose snakes are also very cute. They're little faces.
Are they the ones that do the little wiggle back and forth into this... Read?
Some.
Cute.
I had a snake once, myself. Only once.
Did something
Until my
happen
mother
to it?
found out.
Ooh. She, not a fan?
Not when it's, consumed. My youngest brother's pet. No.
Ew. Oh no.
That's a story for a different time. Who's next? Who's next?
You get to choose.
Heisan hasn't gone yet, I don't think.
You have not either.
I have not either.
His sounds will be fun. I would love to hear those.
Okay. I once got into a talon fight with one of my classmates over an insult they made towards Hitoshi here. I I despise generally historical fiction. And what else? What's a good one? What's a hard one? I have been awarded for my contributions to the archive in the past.
I think that one's the lie.
I'm inclined to agree, actually. The first two make the most sense to me.
I'm gonna go before Toshi just because I feel like that's an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Toshi knows which one.
I
Toshi.
want to have faith in you for the last one. Which is why I'm going to say 2.
Well, that kind of screwed you over with me, though, didn't it? So.
No, I know. Listen, I don't have to win. I'm still having fun either way.
I'm also... It's number 2. I'm having a hard time remembering.
It is number 3. Number 3 is the lie.
I'm 4 for 4.
Yes. Congratulations. You all know that my contributions have been utterly worthless. Thank you. Thank you for having so little faith in me.
I had faith in you. I did.
Well, thank you, Zeron, and thank you, Toshi, for your lack of memory.
Always count on me. All right, last one.
Oh, right. I'm 24. I need to look at something real quick.
Oh, so I know this one's going to be the truth. Haha.
I'm also panicking because I'm like, wait, fucking how old is she again? I'm like, wait a minute.
Zeron, how many birthdays? Have you forgot Pashmina's birthday? How dare you?
4 months!
I've danced in Alf specifically 3 times. And my favorite food is steamed buns.
I don't think you're 24. I think your elfish heritage means you're like secretly 150.
It's kind of funny. That's kind of funny.
So it was that you're 24, you danced in Althra.
Exactly 3 times.
Exactly 3 times. What was the other one?
My favorite food is steamed buns.
I think you've danced in Althra more than 3 times. That's my final answer.
I don't think she's been to Althra enough times to I don't think you have danced there 3 times. I don't think you've danced there 3 times.
Those are everyone's final answers?
I think I'm going to agree.
All right. I am 24. I turned 24 this year.
Boo.
I know it is utterly droll.
I know I was born of half-elves, but, like... I am still a tiefling.
Heritage is weird.
It is. I have danced in Althros 3 times, so I guess it matters how you. I've been to Althra 3 times, and danced those 3 times. So that's one way to put it.
Wait, so what's your favorite food then? It's not steamed buns?
I like sweet fried breads.
What's
all
the
dusted
difference?
in sugar. Steamed bun is stuff
Steamed.
inside of it.
It's also steamed.
Oh, it's fried bread. It's fried bread. I see.
Mhm.
Okay.
With all the sugar and the spices on it.
No, I'm
That's my
with
favorite.
you. I'm with you now.
So did no one get that and also Pashmina guessed everyone else's?
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, you win. Pashmina doesn't get to pick any more games.
Okay.
Wait, what?
It immediately deflates.
It's not about winning the game. It's about playing.
Hmm.
Yes, but there have to be consequences for winning.
What?
Otherwise, why are we playing the game if there aren't consequences for winning?
Consequences for winning? What kind of supernatural fucked up world did you come from?
I mean, I came from a world where we keep score. Toshi, have you started the scoreboard yet?
Oh, already. I have it written down.
Yes. You see, look, here we have back at home we have a leaderboard of these things. Every time you win one of these, win a game, whether it's airships, artillery, and infantry, or whatnot, you get a point, and those are tallied up. And at the end of the year, people get prizes. This is how it works. You
Like
don't
a
keep score.
whole chalkboard wall. We like use it like you can trade wins with each other for stuff. Like it's a whole bit.
Yeah,
That sounds kind of stressful, actually.
What?
I think it's fun.
I'm
I
mostly
don't
just confused now.
Why do you guys
To enjoy each other's company and bond and have a good time.
Pass the time.
Pass the time.
I mean, that's one function, yes, but also
Forget your problems for a little bit.
I mean, those are.
Rub it in my brothers' face that I'm better at games than they are.
Well, that's just rude.
Well, it's true.
How is that worse than there being consequences for winning?
Yeah, I'm still stuck on
it's
that
not.
part. Like,
It's good consequences, Loka. You misunderstand my words to mean consequences are something inherently bad. Consequences are just
the results of
of action. Yes, I think you are misunderstanding me, Loka.
It's implied
So it's my
negative,
prize.
though.
It is. Thank you, Zeron.
What do I get for being so good at finding out everyone's lies?
Well, with 1 point, that's 1 point. There's Toshi. Do you know what's the conversion rate going at? What can one win actually do for you these days?
like a plum?
Yeah. We don't have fruit, do we? No.
No. I have like some raisins.
Most of the best stuff from gone for like a couple days now.
You are cutting in and out a little.
Oh, sorry. It's probably because my mic is too far away. Yeah, all the best stuff from Matla's probably been gone for a couple days now.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Well-
disappointing anyway.
John, you got any games?
Got any games on your lantern?
Got any games in your bag of holding?
Plays it like one of those fucked up fidget poppet things.
Me
Little-
panicking to remember any card game ever. What is the first one I'm thinking of is one from Neopets.
That's really good.
The
It has to be
immediate
that one
thing
now.
that
It
came
has
in my
to be
head
that
was
one now.
cheat, but I know there's an actual name for it because it is an actual card game. I just don't know what it's called. Where it's like all face, like kind of like face out things. Where it's like, okay, I'm putting down like 3 aces, and if you have an ace in your card, like if you think that they're lying, you say it.
Oh, just liar.
I guess that's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just used to it on Neopets where it's literally called cheat.
I think it's one of those
Cheat.
card games where it has like 8 bajillion names depending on where
Yes.
you're from.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came to mind. Just a game called Cheat.
I don't want to cheat though.
Well, that's the point of the game. You're trying to get rid of all the cards in your hand.
But you have to cheat to win?
Not all the time, but
Oh.
it does speed things up.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll play.
Perfect.
Proceeds to play the game and never lies or cheats the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Utterly
Ron has a
loses.
+8 to deception. Yeah, absolutely.
Completely
there.
obliterated.
Yeah,
All right.
perfect.
Anything else going on in the few days of travel before you get to Brodor? Convos wants to have before we get there? Any thoughts about this Zaraj fellow?
I think at one point, probably when they're getting like really close, maybe like a few hours out at that point, it's just like, so we're getting nearer. What's our actual plan here?
Well, if Zaraj is here, then we should most likely find out what he is doing here. Secondly, we should just begin asking questions to see if there's any sort of malady about. To check for signs of necrosis, as we have before. Ask about the library. Ask about old libraries, if anyone knows of some old ruins nearby, perhaps. Get any sort of clues we can as to the whereabouts of Zaraj Library or anything else.
Did we have... I don't remember if last we knew he was in Salamir or somewhere else in Brodor.
We weren't quite sure. We should probably get an update on that. Shouldn't we? You know, I'll write Astior again. Yeah. And Hassan will write a letter to Astior asking for a rescry of Zaraj.
Yeah.
And also one more of Jalester Silvermane, just to or specifically because Hassan now kind of knows where he is, relatively speaking, correct? Just from his dream, would you say?
Yeah, you're familiar, like... Yeah.
No, not really. Okay. Alright.
Yeah,
And then
not really. Yeah. From the dream, you know that he is. I mean, and here, I'll just get back to you. Astro gets back to you that evening, talking about some more scrying exploits. Unless you know that both of them, both Zaraj and Jalester Silvermane appear to be quite close to, if not just in Salamir. Although Zaraj seems more likely to be distant than.
Alright. Well, we know Zaraj is close.
Eli was saying something and then I think cut out.
Oh, I just said, Hasan just said that. What is it? What did I say? Fuck. So yeah, Zaraj is in or nearby Salamir, and at least that's what Astior says.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And we're all going in with the understanding that we're trying to talk to Zaraj and not immediately murder him.
Well,
So
yeah.
she
If-
picks up a
if
quill
she-
and looks over their notebook at all of you.
Tamina had a fucking rear view mirror would be like looking at it to look
Um,
the back seat.
Not immediately, perhaps. Although we don't know if he's still within their employ. He
Oh,
might
I know. We don't know if he'll be hostile, but I'm just saying, given the chance, I mean, we want to try and do this.
Yes, I'm sure he has knowledge that would prove useful to us.
Hmm. If that's the case, should we try and, I mean, make contact from a distance first? Say through a letter or something? That way we don't just stumble upon him and then we're all surprised.
Yes, but if he knows, we remember that one. That one is a hunter. That if we give him forewarning and he is hostile, he will most likely just bolt,
Hmm.
or worse, begins hunting us. And we have a particularly vulnerable person in this group of people, and I'm not particularly interested in that happening.
You?
Well, yes, me, but also you.
Oh. Okay.
I,
Noted.
Yeah, we don't want this one in the crossfire, I suppose.
Given forewarning to him just sounds like a dangerous prospect.
It's all a dangerous prospect. But you are right. He'd be more likely to go into hiding. Have the upper hand. Ugh, I don't like it.
Well, neither do I. But we will make do. Hey, we've made do before.
Thinks about every other meeting with every other Bane and how not great it's gone.
Yes, the one where the skeletal dragon, the kidnapping and subsequent drowning in Ikor, and the all of that. Yeah.
What could go wrong?
I believe we'll be fine.
About then, at least at the beginning of the next day of travel, you've left the forests and kind of badlands of the that kind of central area between Brodor, Matla, and Herax, and firmly into Brodor now, heading still northwest, on what feels like a bit more of a well-trodden road, and now having very little to look at necessarily. It gets to maybe mid-morning, and you can spot what looks like stuff in the distance.
Ooh.
In your travel here, it's been quite arid. Again, very dry, kind of loose shrubbery and grassland. plump leaves, if you end up looking at them, made very much on these plants to retain water. Infrequently, off in the distance, you'll see a herd of pack animals, usually accompanied by one or two figures on horseback. They never get particularly close to you. It looks like wherever they are herding or grazing their animals doesn't appear to be the road at all. But having traveled in the distance now, on the path of the road, you see an assemblage of tents and buildings constructed therein. Speaking of the terrain, however, every once in a while, passing around, not particularly near the road, but a little off in the distance, you'll see one grown but now very withered tree with like pitch black bark, very, very dark.
Whoa.
That doesn't appear to be growing any. There's one every like several miles. Very in.
I think if one ends up being like anywhere near the road, Peshmina will kind of slow down but not turn to the rest and be like, would it actually be alright if we examined one of these trees?
No,
I don't think this.
By all means, I would love to look at some as well.
Then Peshmina will slow. Kind of. Does it seem like there's anyone using this road right now other than us?
No, you have not seen another person on this road for quite a while.
Then I don't even think she will bother pulling to the side.
It looks like there
Just keep
are fresh enough tracks in it that has probably been trodden today. But yeah, you have not encountered another.
Yeah, then won't even bother pulling. Hops down, tells the girls to stay, and goes up to one of these trees.
Yeah, it's dark. It's kind of twisted, almost gnarled. Looks quite old. From a distance, it appears to be dead, but I mean, if it was, it probably would have rotted by now, given how it looks. So a little odd comparatively. If you'd like to give me investigation or nature, try and do a little bit more poking around.
Nature.
Or survival. I'd give you survival too.
Or struggle.
Those three skills would give you different information.
Sure.
All valid.
Let's do survival. That should get me. Or wait, what is my? Yeah. Okay. 15.
15. Yeah, so you can tell that this is, it is still alive, in some capacity. Hard to tell how, necessarily. But with kind of a keen eye, you recognize that this is actually probably not a tree, but rather the outgrowth of a root network. This is actually probably a root, like the tip of a root that has grown up, from beneath the ground and out into little sprouts. Like the various branches are in water seed.
Huh.
Very big root.
Whoa.
Also with 16, right?
15?
It's still enough. You've seen this very dark wood. Recall the long black arrows sheathed in Zaraj's
Oh, okay. Hmm. Is there any, just for mostly can she get like a bit of the like almost like a sample?
Yeah, you can get it.
Yeah.
You find one that seems like you could extract it or hack it off without it harming the overall structure very much. It's a very it's very light. It's a very light, while still being seemingly very flexible and very strong.
She pockets her sample and comes back to the cart. Gets it moving again. I'm gonna ask what the locals call this. This is a very unusual sort of plant. Big root. Not even really a proper tree. Oh, it's how far away? Probably like an hour still, maybe.
Yeah,
Not even.
like maybe a couple hours from Valamir proper.
Just a little longer.
Anything you'd like to do before you close in on the town?
I think not.
Then let's get in there. All right. Board time. Board sweep.
New board.
Up at the top, Brodor.
Kind of silhouetted in the background as you approach this village of tents, kind of existing in the shadow of one of the larger plateaus, the larger steps behind it. You come across a little town that strikes you very much similar to Mirage, given its placement in Brodor as a whole. And kind of looking around at the businesses that are going around, immediately you see a pretty wide variety of merchants and various peoples with carts, goods, marketplaces, sellers, etc. Wouldn't surprise you to learn that this is very similar to how Mirage operates, kind of a place for continental merchants to trade in their goods for them to be distributed more widely in the local area. Very much a handoff point. Though very much not located around the same kind of central resource that the mirror pool exists. Here the village seems to be constructed around a dried up riverbed. Somewhere that may be in times long past had a current running through, but now has since become just a sort of muddy rut between the rest of the village folk. Population is very orcish. There's predominantly orcish people in the area, but also accompanied by wood elves and dwarves and halflings and people of all kinds in the same kind of mercantile diversity that you see in this kind of. As you roll up, the foxes definitely get a couple of glances, as you see the predominant pack animal of the area is definitely donkeys and horses. But you're greeted with friendly smiles and a general welcoming as you roll into the town. Everything you'd kind of expect to be around. You've got kind of a big inn, you've got a general marketplace, blacksmith, various meeting and gathering places. Although, most of the buildings appear to be constructed primarily out of tents. Even here in the shadow of the plateau, the wind is still very much strong, and you can kind of see it moving around, getting cut by the canvas of these trucks, and you'll kind of have a respite from when it whistles through strongly. What would you all like to do?
I imagine. Well, I guess it depends on what we find out. Do we think we'll be staying here for maybe a night or two?
No, I doubt we'll get our business done that quickly, so yes.
Then let's find a place to house the foxes then.
Of course.
You see more than a few pack animals and riding animals, as well as a couple of mercantile carts in kind of a bay next to the very large tent at one corner of town. There's a sign outside that says the Nimble Ox Tavern and Sleep Inn. Got someone posted kind of taking care of animals who notices your approach and waves you down if you're interested. Stabling the foxes for a bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Happy to give you. I can't say we have accommodations specific for your foxes, but happy to keep
they're
them.
pretty adaptable, so.
Seems like being all the way. Where are you all from?
Well,
Technically kind of all over, but
easier to say that this series of travels began from the Phasia.
Ooh, yeah, quite a ways. Yep, happy to keep your animals as safe as we can. We'll make sure they get as much care as everyone else.
if they start getting rowdy, let us know. They might need to let off some steam.
Will do. You planning on staying at the tavern and inn?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yes.
Don't know where to get you. If they get rambunctious.
But they're usually good girls, aren't they? They're such good girls. Like he starts doing
They
like
just
baby
like
talk to
immediately
them.
start wrestling.
No. Okay. Well, sometimes
What do you
they're
mean?
good.
All right, come on. You want a snack? Snack. Do they perks up at the word snack? It's like it gets him every time. All right. Tosses a couple apples in the pen. They dive after them.
All right. Then we'll probably head on in and a couple rooms.
Easy enough. The Nimble Ox Tavern is very inexpensive. Silver a night.
Oh, wow.
For the collective. They have pretty big rooms. They actually have kind of a matrix of tents. So you basically get your entire, like, a little standalone structure to yourself. The larger assemblage that is the Nimble Ox Tavern houses, like, their food and entertainment and drinks and, like, everything that they need to actually run the joint. But when it comes to the actual housing, you basically get your own little standalone square of land with a tent on it. I would bring you folks in from out of town.
That obvious?
I mean,
Nah, we know. We understand.
we get a lot of visitors, so. The only difference between you and the rest of the merchants is they don't recognize you yet. So, name's Ushat. If you ever need me, I'm right here.
Can I get that name again?
Yeah, Ushat. Ushat Gob.
Ushat. Nice to meet you, Ushat.
Big, tall, half-orcish man. Kind of scraggly, chin-scratchy beard. Never see him without an apron.
I was actually wondering, I noticed this, root, kind of like, pulls it out, her little sample, it's got some unique properties about it. Does anyone here...
Yes. Yeah, so that... You see them around every once in a while. They're part of the stone tree.
Stone tree?
You can't see it from here, but way up on the plateau, there's actually one enormous tree that purportedly has a root network that spreads basically through most of Brodor. And every once in a while, those roots pop up.
Wow.
Around.
Okay.
It's huge. Something about different trees merging into one organism to survive the drought. I can't say I understand most of it, but that's what I was told when I was little.
What? It wouldn't happen to be far north region, would it?
No, it's actually, I mean, like I said, you can't see it from here, but, I mean, it's on the plateau. You can see kind of, I assume you guys came in from the south?
Yes.
The plateau directly on the opposite side of if you climb all the way up that, it's just up there. There used to be a village surrounding it, not so much anymore, but there's still a few spots up there.
Oh.
Is there anyone about town who might know more about the properties of the wood used for?
Oh, sure. You know, if you go out to the market, Valmar, she's got most of you. I think she should have you covered. She's kind of she's got a mind for the plants, and I think she's made a trip up to the tree more than once. She might be able to tell you a little bit more about what's going on. That whole thing. We use the wood for quite a bit whenever they pop up. Smith kind of tends to. A lot of handles. I mean, most of the rods in this place are made. It's rare we get, like, roots that big anyway. A lot of the other timber in this place is in the forest out by Harax.
I see.
Do you get merchants from Harax often?
I mean, pretty frequently. I gotta say, most of it's for the wood. Like, where we get most of our building materials, we don't really have quarries out here. It'd just be too hard to work them. So, we get a lot of our stone and wood from either in Harax or near Harax. We do have some Brodor folk have their own, like, logging and lumber on the far east side of those. We try to get as much internally as we can. That's about what we can.
I suppose. Can Hasan roll like an Arcana check, or some sort of check for this tree? Does he know about it at all, or is there anything more?
Sure, yeah, go ahead and roll history for me.
That is going to be a 27.
Nice.
Damn.
So, a few things. The first being that, like, as far as you're aware, the tree is not magical. Don't really need an Arcana check for that. It's just kind of a notable point of the region. Used as a landmark for a long time. Is, like, considered by some to be kind of a wonder of the world. Like, it's worth visiting if you want to see, like, some interesting, magnificent stuff. And yeah, indeed, there was a village. It used to be, at one point in Brodor's history, the capital of Brodor was actually around. I'm gonna info dump at you a little bit about history of Brodor, because it's actually a very important spot relative to Brodor history in general. Given that the capital used to be up there, there's a reason the capital is no longer built around the stone tree. And the reason for that is draconic conflict. Brodor has actually suffered at the hands of a family of red dragon still live in the and one of the losses was that they basically sieged and destroyed the capital, which constructed a stone tree. The stone tree, however, survived that attack and still continued. But the people of Brodor chose not to resettle. It purportedly provides some amount of structure to the lands beneath. It's part of the reason there are not quarries in the steppe, beyond them being hard to work given their limited resources. There's a chance you start digging for stone and just hit a root and you can't do anything about it. You can hack into it, but, like, it's also kind of faux pas. The tree's seen as a symbol of the region, and to destroy it so frivolous. But the parts of it that end up sticking above ground are utilized pretty regularly. Tools and axes, stuff like arrows, anything that can really benefit from strong, flexible, lightweight. Even made to make boats at one point in time, though there's less use for them now. If you commissioned a Brodorian stonewood boat or rootwood boat, it would be quite a vessel indeed if you could manage to get enough.
That is interesting.
It's always dragons.
Oh,
It always comes back to dragons.
wow. The world revolves around dragons, or revolved around dragons. Still revolves around dragons, more subtly.
Our world revolves around dragons.
Dungeons lesser.
Once in a while.
Your world revolves in dungeon and around dragon.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What? And going to be also. He'll ask a question of. Did you post their name in text or voice?
Ushat.
Ushat.
Gob.
Awesome.
And directed you towards Vel.
I'm I'm sorry. You
What?
Who shot the sheriff?
Who shot? Oh.
You shat. You shat Gob.
Bless. Okay.
Hey, it's a different language.
It is. It's just at the moment I saw it. Alright.
It is pretty good.
Anyway. Ah, yes, I'm the botanist.
Well, how far is that tree from here?
Oh, half a day's travel? Several miles. Sure. The hard part's the climb. There's used to be some paths up there, but probably still are if you get someone to take you. But
So half a day, an arduous hike
pretty
amongst
much.
that?
Yeah.
I'll keep it.
What time is it now?
Midday.
We'll keep it in mind.
Probably not today unless we want to be out well after dark, because then it would be...
Recommend
Yeah.
There are a
Also,
lot of
we've been-
scavengers.
Also,
So.
we've been on the road for how long?
Uh,
I think we used
days.
the day
Hey, we've got hot food and water if you want to go visit the bottom of the river cafe. It's just over there. Like, take a load
do you
off,
offer
have some time.
a bath service?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We do you want? We have whole tents for that. Would you like to add one for your room?
Yes?
Yeah, for sure. It's just another silver because it's an equivalent amount of space, but it's effectively a room-sized tent dedicated to hot bath for you.
The best silver I ever spent.
Absolutely. We'll get you the bucket of crystals. But you'll
Crystals.
non-flame heating. We've got a decent chunk of them across the riverbeds in the region. You just kind of rub them together and they go.
Huh.
Sounds
Cool.
very.
It's convenient. We sure like them. Kind of hard to ship, but maybe not quite useful enough to do a lot else with. But hey, we'll take advantage of them if we got them. Here, I'll lead you out, and Ushat will go lead you all to your tent. It's quite roomy. It's 4 beds and it's 4 individual beds, kind of within the space of like I don't know, like a 16-foot by 16 square tent.
Oh wait, it should be 5 for Toshi.
So there's 6 beds in the tent. They'll bring in it's 4 and they'll bring in extra when they notice that you have 5 people. Easy, and it's not like they have a lot of 4 individual parties coming.
I mean, we
Drag
only
one
need the
of
4.
beds.
I don't have to sleep, so I don't mind. not having one.
Yeah, they'll do it regardless. Ushad
Okay.
will heft
Okay.
one of the additional beds into the other tent. And then they'll lead you to, the other bath. They've got kind of a big wooden basin, nicely sealed, has kind of a fabric, what looks like a beeswax or somehow treated liner on the inside of it that they fill with water. And a bucket of these, like, kind of orange and blue ember crystals. He's just like, all right, yeah, you basically just give him a shake, and like it's a shallow wooden bucket effectively that he fills with these, and then a layer of water over them, and then as they begin to softly glow, as he shovels them and disturbs them, places them under the tub, and like slowly heats it up over time, steams the water off of it, uses that as an indicator to see when they are actually hot. And it's not gonna get to like boiling hot water temperatures. It's not gonna get you up to anything you'd get in like
You probably would
Anaro
want
or
that.
Panara. But it sure is a hot bath.
Whoa. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Well, let me know if it'd take a long time to run out of the bucket, but if you do run out of crystals, let me know. We'll get you more. And other than that, enjoy your stay. We've got breakfast in the main tent around like sunup, and got dinner, entertainment, food, etc. Like I said, bottom of the river cafe is across the road, so feel free to have a walk around. Watch your step on the bridges across the ravine. We try to keep them in good repair, but it's an ongoing process. Don't want anyone falling. Be
Understood.
careful. All right, I'll have a good stay. I'll leave you alone.
Thank you.
Fine. So,
Wow.
I'm sure Peshmina will be enjoying the bath.
Well,
Everyone.
not immediately. We
Everyone,
got stuff to do.
Yeah, well, not too much. I'm be happy to go visit the cafe. Well, what about everyone else? What does everyone else plan?
Talking to this botanist. Maybe also try speaking to some other locals about anything unusual going on.
Well, I
I've got
think-
nothing, personally.
Well, I'm guessing Toshi will have to be remaining by me, I'm guessing, Toshi?
Oh, yes. I thought that was implicit.
Yeah. Okay. Loka, you want to go Hazaraj hunting, or...
I don't know. I feel like if I go looking for him, I'm gonna just wanna kill him, so...
Maybe you come with me then.
I was thinking about going and talking to the blacksmith.
Ooh,
Okay.
I don't know.
Then Toshi, want to go get something at the cafe? Something, I don't know, maybe fresh
Sure.
compared to...
Why not? For the local color.
Yeah. Make use of our wings since we don't have to use pesky... You have to use pesky stairs.
I mean, that's a little rude, but you're not wrong.
He just likes to shove it in our face every now and then.
I like to shove
Very
it in
rude
your
of you,
face.
Isan.
He's thank
should-
you.
These people are your friends. You really shouldn't do something.
you tell him, Toshi.
You... You're just a...
Wide grin.
It's like his son's trying to think of something to tell his brother. He doesn't want to say something offensive to his brother. He's like holding his tongue.
the siblings
Very
stare down.
Like very visibly, like trying not to say something.
Anyway, first one to the cafe is a
Wow.
rotten egg.
Oh, well, okay, wonderful. He's gone.
Meet back here later?
Yes.
Okay, bye. Have a good time.
I will.
Use your sending stones.
Will do.
All right. Loka, you're headed to the blacksmith?
Yeah, why not?
Go for it.
Screw it, I'll join you.
I'm going to very quickly go to the bathroom.
I'll go to the blacksmith too. I have nothing better to do.
It's probably one of the biggest establishments in the town of Salamir. It's definitely got the most infrastructure insofar as it does actually have a pretty strong looking like stonework chimney and inset location where they can actually have their crucible and forge and bellows and such. Bit of clanging going on, kind of folks walking around, working on stuff. Seems like they're primarily working on implements as usual, like various farming tools, shovels, lots of horseshoe, just bins and bins of horseshoes. Other like tackle, just tackle, the stuff you put on the horses. Bits and whatnot. Yeah, and they kind of seem to be at work. They'll give you a wave as you enter. Kind of taking in the sight. We'll see you and Zoran as a couple of them work. One that appears to be overseeing them, kind of a tall and wide orcish man who's wearing basically just a thick leather apron and gloves, and has probably a lot of burn scars on his biceps and forearms from the amount of work that he's doing, but extends a hand for a deeply firm handshake. Good to see you in today. I'm Benor Flintbane. What can I do for you? Two of you in town, merchants looking to trade anything? Need me to saddle your horses, fix a horseshoe, anything of the like?
Oh, so you don't do like weapons and armor and that kind of stuff?
Oh, we do swords and spears and the like every once in a while. Not too much of a need for them. Most of the folks that want them have them already, so they don't get a lot of use out here, so we don't really need to be remaking them too much. A lot of the folks around here prefer the bows and arrows for self-defense, given the state of the scavengers. But it's really not. If you're interested, we got them, or we can make them. What can I do you for?
I don't know. I just have this thing.
And he holds up the bident.
Ooh, that's a fine piece of work, if I do say so myself.
I don't know if there was anything that you could do to like make this better. Like if you could
I don't know.
put,
It
like...
seems. I mean, would you mind if I took hold of it?
Yeah, but only if you promise you can put like laser beams on it or something.
Well, I can't promise you anything of the sort. Not much of an enchanter myself. Just kind of in the making things realm.
Oh, okay.
But I tell you what, this is very fine craftsmanship. I'm not sure I'd be able to do anything better myself. It's a real piece of work, real fine thing. And you say, with the implication of the laser beams, I assume it's already enchanted somewhat?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'd offer to sharpen it up for you then, but I wouldn't want to accidentally like destabilize the enchantment with my whetstone or anything like that. And those kinds of enchantments tend to keep themselves pretty sharp in the meantime, so I imagine this is about as good as it could be with at least my own expertise. If you found an enchanter somewhere else or in town, maybe they'd be able to look at it for you, but the only thing I can do is say, hey, that's a great trident. Seems great.
Well, it's a bargain, but thank you.
Like the 2 spikes. You're right.
Yep.
I can get you more swords. If you want like 3 of them, I can make you just like normal bidents.
You make a tempting offer.
He just wants more. He just wants a mini arsenal.
He's just ravenous.
Just worse. They're just strictly worse.
I've heard a couple of people already talk about scavengers?
Oh, scavenger. Yeah, there's you know, the kind of what are they called? The dire wolves things. We got some pretty nasty like lots of vultures. They're pretty toothy. They're not a great time, and it's hard to hit something that's like flying and swooping at you with a sword. So I think that's why people tend to go with the bows and the arrows. We do make arrowheads if you're interested in that. I would mark out the steel ones whenever we got scrap steel from the horseshoes, mostly. Yep. And that's about it. There's not actually a lot living out here, generally speaking, but that lives usually comes out at night, and that means that wants to eat those also comes out at night.
Can you just describe to me what a velocivulture is?
Yeah, so it's. Are you familiar with a vulture? Like the bird.
Okay, so I'm imagining the vulture.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You know how those don't typically have teeth? Add
No.
teeth. So add a lot of teeth to that. Claws tend to be a bit sharper, a bit longer. They're also venomous. So if they get at you with the teeth or the claws, you got a chance of just dropping dead on the spot. It's usually how they manage to get their prey, even though they're so small. And you gotta worry about that venom, because even if you manage to not fall down due to that, it's pretty bad. It kind of, if I remember correctly, kind of digests you from the inside. Almost like a spider. So they're pretty bad. They tend to move at very high speed. You really only hear them coming because of the whistling in the air. Watch out for that. If you hear that, duck. Hit the deck. Should be alright. And if you can spot where they are, you can shoot back, but pretty tough.
Okay, so basically just don't go outside at night.
Well, at least, like, not out in the middle of nowhere. They tend to avoid the larger camps. They've kind of learned to leave us alone.
Okay. Well, Zoran, do you want to go find somewhere inside to be for the rest of forever, or do you need more blacksmith stuff, or?
I personally didn't need anything. I'm gonna be honest, I wanted something to do. Also, probably for the best that we don't all split up. I trust you, of course, but you know what I mean.
Touch me not alone.
I get you. Oh, by the way, have you heard of anybody named Zaraz?
Oh, yeah, he's actually came back not long ago. Local town boy.
Oh, he's from here?
Yes, moved here after his, there was a tragedy at his home village, one of the satellites. So Salamir is kind of the central place. I assume you've seen folks kind of herding around in the exteriors, not quite in Salamir, but kind of in the surrounding plains. Those folks tend to group up sometimes. They'll form their own little groups, strengthen numbers and all that. Helps the animals stick together too. There's something happened, I think, back when we were still dealing with Firefang. Ended up moving to Salamir, yeah. Proved itself. He's not living here now. He's living up by the stone tree, back in the old ruins with a couple other folks. But he's from here, though. I'd say so.
Okay.
Looking for him? Looking for something in particular?
We've run into him before, so the name sounded
right.
familiar. He's mentioned this place before.
Gotcha.
That's all.
That makes sense. He was pretty close with the town elder a while back, so, I mean, if you're looking for him, maybe if you want to get if you're interested in him, he spent a lot of time with Abigail and that kind of whole group. So, but other than that, I think he might still be up there, but he comes into town every once.
Okay, well, hopefully we run into him, and I hope you have a nice evening, and I think I'm gonna go to bed. I think that's where I'm at. Locust time.
Hey, fair enough.
Thank you for your help.
Of course. I hope you have a good visit.
Do, thank you.
After they get out of the blacksmiths, Loka's gonna be like,
Thank you for the help. He didn't help me with anything. He didn't even... He couldn't even do anything with my biting.
We have more information now than when we went in.
Oh, the long game.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So now we have a next step. We know someone that they were close to. Yes?
So now we're like the sleuth detectives. We gotta get our...
Exactly.
Can you conjure up some dribbies? And you know, we can kind of snoop around.
Sure. And minor illusion. The funny Sherlock Holmes hat. The deerstalker hat
excellent.
for Loka. The thing is, as soon as you take a step, it like stays where it was.
Yeah, it's just floating in place.
You see Loka like walk a little bit, kind of realize it's not there anymore, look up, look back, run back over, put it on his head so he thinks, and then like hold on to it and walk forward and look back and just kind of does this a couple times and goes,
Saran, why isn't it working?
No, hold on. This time, I know you have it. And as you start walking off, they quickly recast it to like where you were, so when you look around, it's gone. So it looks like it traveled with you.
Oh, there you go. Now you got it. Okay.
See, my bad. I'm sorry.
Low
Okay.
frame rate illusion.
Pretty much.
Loka is then on Sending Stone. Oh, excuse me.
Me too.
Loka's gonna tell everybody that, well, I can do this in character.
Okay, hi, it's me, Loka. We found out that Zaraj knows the village elder and hangs out with somebody named Abigail, who may or may not be the village elder. I couldn't quite tell from the conversation. So, hopefully that helps. Loka out.
We haven't even been split up for like, what, 5 minutes?
Look, I'm very good at what I do. I even have a... Zoran even made me a little drobby, you know, like what the journalists have? You know, and the sleuth detectives? And... Oh shit, Zoran, it's gone again! Where'd it
No,
go?
it's there. I have to focus very hard to keep it, yes?
I thought you were good at magic.
You know what, just for that comment, you don't get it anymore.
No!
Loka, you're already wearing a hat. You've been wearing a hat for like the past month.
I forgot about that.
I'm like Loka also realizing this in real time.
Oh no.
Okay, Pashmina, you might be right.
I'm always right. Anyways.
Ashmina, you're closing in on what could only be mistaken for. You could not mistake the botanist booth for anything else. It is smothered in plants.
Ah.
There's a variety of things all over. Granted, a lot of the plants, well, there are some flowers and buds and whatnot. I mean, they're steppe plants. They're pretty rough looking. They're clearly very hardy organisms. But the closest you get to like an appetizing food fruit is like a hearty turnip.
Sure.
The rest seem very herbal or decorative. And you see like a half-orcish lady with a very long, like draped robe and big glasses, hair kind of going this way and that. Imagine Doc Ock from the first Into the Spider-Verse movie if she was a half-orc. Bustling around, manipulating plants, checking the sun, manipulating the plant, checking the sun, manipulating the plants.
Trying to get some optimal sun.
Oh, yes, that is the plan. Hello, is there anything I can do for you?
Hi. As mind, you're Valmar, right?
Yes, that's the one, Valmar. Humble botanist, at your service. Are you saying that?
It looks like it, but we can't hear it, I think.
Yeah.
I cannot get any closer to my mic. Should I
I don't
leave and
think
come
it's
back?
a proximity thing.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird. Now we can. Is it only when you're speaking in Pashmina voice?
That is tragic.
Well, probably not. 'cause
You've
we still
been
can't.
low good. Actually low good. Thanks,
Yeah.
Try
Discord.
disconnecting, reconnecting your mic, like physically.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello. It works
Okay,
when you say hello.
Is that the only time?
Hmm?
Is that the only time it works?
I mean, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Alright, one more
Hello.
time. Go, pass me the voice.
But I forgot what we were doing. Okay. Pashmina, traveler, ostensibly.
Oh. Welcome. Are you along with one of the other merchant trains, or an independent visitor on the pilgrimage reports?
Closer to the second option.
Delightful.
With a smaller group. So none of us are really from. We noticed the roots from the large tree that's supposedly up on the.
Rattled
Yeah.
about here and there. It's fascinating. It's the maybe the largest organism on the planet, one might say. I think it could be true. Although I have oceanographers who disagree with me. Purportedly, there are cephalopods the size of continents. Yet we have not produced any evidence for one. And such, the stone tree remains the greatest observed organism on all of Gaiul, as far as I'm aware.
Right. I guess I don't have enough experience to say one way or another. Considering the roots extend for literal miles.
Yes, quite far. I think the furthest we've found them is at the root of the mountains, even further northwest.
Oh wow.
Quite far. I think some 50 or so miles, maybe further.
Regardless, I'm curious about the uses for such a material. innkeeper was telling us a little bit. Meant for that it could be used for building and some other things. But
Yes.
I was wondering if you had maybe any knowledge of more unique uses, purposes?
Well, it's quite buoyant, which helps. Most believe it was used for vessels for some time. It's been in use for weaponry and tools, as it creates quite a light shaft for things like spears and shovels and the like. Perhaps grips
Arrows?
for easily, I imagine. I think they're used fairly frequently, especially given the smaller quantity of wood than would help. But said arrows, depending on how they're fired, have a tendency to break, and since it is it'd be a shame to use such a precious material for something so breakable. So I think most go with the more typical woods for arrows, but in the rare occasion, I'm sure they would fly true. I think the flexibility would help somewhat, as arrows in flight tend to have a wave with some kind of flexing.
No known medicinal No known medicinal purposes?
I mean, a few, pretty rare. The sap therein, if you can actually manage to extract it, which is quite hard. Part of the root's purpose is to gather the moisture, and it's quite efficient at sending it up toward the primary organism, and as such, it's actually quite difficult to capture any of that moisture before it is extruded. I imagine that it's quite dry to the touch, and even if you should crack it open, it'd be the same, similarly. I think I would imagine potentially useful for the absorption of moistures. Perhaps if you were making something that you wanted to be quite hydrophobic, you could use it for such an implementation. Unfortunately, it is difficult enough to process that it is just not quite as useful as the other various herbs and disparate plants and such that grow in the area available to be harvested and scavenged and cultivated. But maybe
So
with
probably
some additional
not-
experimentation.
Probably not available in, say, bulk, or at least at
Not at a low cost. Requires quite a bit to process, and there's very little of it. It takes many years for it to sprout from the ground, so not like we're getting a lot of it nowadays.
I see. Curious. Okay. Well, thank you for answering all my questions.
Of course. I'm here as a resource should you need it at any time. Or if you'd like to acquire a succulent. Perhaps a turnip?
I'm more so interested in, maybe you have, the components for things like healing potions?
Ooh, an individual of taste. I see. All right. Yeah, of course. Let me help you with that. Would you like to buy some components for help?
Yeah, maybe enough for literally, like, one potion.
Yeah, go for it.
Got one at this point.
Bring. They are. Get them at half price. Because you need half the cost of potion to make. It is an herbal.
Yeah, I have an herbalism kit. $25 gold for the component. Potion people. Standard potion. Oof. I don't have that. Okay. Unfortunate. I might have to ask some of my fellows for some extra funds.
Oh, it's no bother. feel free to do so. We are open from sunrise to sunset on most days.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your time anyways.
Yes. Have a good one.
You as well. Oh, sorry, also,
Yeah.
you know what? Never mind. Sorry. Bye.
All right. Goodbye.
Me in real time realizing, that's not a useful question.
Kesa,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
you and Toshi have no problem having a very nice little meal at the bottom of the River Cafe.
Woohoo! I love a
Yeah, just as long as you're getting normal food. Again, things generally less expensive in, except for potions apparently, in Salamir. So we're looking at just like a few copper. Let's say like 4 copper between the two of you, for like a conservative little snack.
All right.
I say snack, a meal. Bread and cheese.
Alright, well, I think at some point, Mason's gonna ask the guy, the person, the cafe, the barista, not the barista, the person behind the counter.
Yep. Salnas Kardak.
Salnas. Oh, sure, forgive me, you get plenty of customers here usually, right? Just like
Oh,
general...
it comes and goes.
Oh, I'm sure, yes. Hello, you wouldn't happen to ever serve a Gillester Silvermane here before, would you?
Oh, fairly regularly. How do you know him?
Oh, acquaintance. The weird circumstances, odd man.
He is a little odd, isn't he?
Yeah.
But no, he comes by once or twice a week.
Oh, of course.
He usually gets coffee, you know. Kind of a sit and read guy.
Oh, I can imagine. He seemed... I had previously tried talking to him before, and he was like... And he was just very matter-of-fact, very... I don't know how, he's not much of a conversationalist, is he?
It depends. I think he spends more time down at the tavern. If you can get some drinks into him, I'm sure he'll tell you a story or two. Although some of the things he talks about, wild. I can't believe most of it. But hey, he's a good conversation. And if it's entertaining, I'm not one to call his bluff.
I suppose not. I actually was looking to visit him at his residence, mostly. I told him I would be coming. You wouldn't happen to know where it is, would you? He neglected to give me any sort of direction.
I couldn't say I'd know specifically, but I think it's around the outer edges of town.
Oh, of course, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think maybe it's out east, but can't say I've asked.
Well, thank you very much.
Sure thing. Want a refill?
Oh, I would love one, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Here you go.
Thank you. Crap. That was pretty much all Hasan was trying to ask. Well, also, say there aren't any. You know, the very large lake to our south, to north southeast, correct?
Yes, I think so. Some number of miles out there.
Yeah, there aren't any like sort of boat tours, or so to say. Anyway, they're just like there aren't any wharfs anywhere near there, are there?
Not that I remember. I think anyone who goes boating out there has their own rowboat. Just kind of launches off whatever beach they can find.
That makes sense to me. Sorry, just simply curious.
Oh, of course.
All right. If Mr. Silvermane does ever show up here, perhaps later today or within the next day or two, do tell him that I don't even know if he'll remember my name. My name. My name's Hassan. Just say the bird. The walking bird. Said he is in town.
The walking bird wants to see you. The walking bird rides at dawn. Yeah, okay, I got it.
Okay. Yes. I mean, yeah, when you say it like that, I sound like an absolute fool, but yes.
I don't mean to make a fuss. I just thought it was humorous. I'll tell him.
Hey, thank you. You make a very good cup of tea.
I appreciate it. I like to think so.
Toshi, you still eating? You need to.
Oh my god.
Keep going to town on a loaf of bread. It's
yeah,
fresh, so he is into it.
Looks like I'm gonna be here a little while longer. Another refill, actually.
This is so much better than the suet. Why do they give that to us?
Look, I don't know. Next time, ask the Forger Corps to provide you with some better meals. I don't know.
But do you stand to eat rations for so long?
I don't know. I spent a year eating them, so I just learned. Again, you learn to live with it, Toshi.
I want to learn how to live with bread.
Same.
Be about anything. All right. Folks gathering back at the tavern. Any other hijinks?
I have one specific hijink that Hassan can possibly do before gathering at the tavern. Well, not before. Well, after after night falls at the tavern.
So probably want to gather back at the tavern.
Yeah.
I do have one thing I'd like to do before everyone else gets back. I think while she has a moment alone, she's actually gonna write Schemo again.
Yeah.
Come on.
Listen, he knows these people. And it's gonna be kind of, okay. First, it's gonna be kind of an update of just like, sup. So, rundown of, Davil died. Oops. Ingrid also died. Oops. Didn't necessarily want those things to happen. It was not planned. 3. We are seeking out Zaraj at this point. Is there any way we can approach this without things getting violent? Would like a response as soon as possible / convenient.
What, you're not even gonna pay the man?
Not this time. I don't think I did last time either, though.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll. And reiterating that the content of this letter is functionally... So Davil is dead. So we kicked the shit out of you. Davil is dead. Istrid is dead. We're looking for Zaraj.
Well, she would add, like, none of that was planned.
You're definitely
and
adding the context. For sure.
Well, I mean,
Like-
Davil was kind of planned, though, is the thing.
Well, it wasn't Pashmina's fault. She didn't. That was more. She couldn't save him before he got fucking
Possessed.
Logan?
Yeah,
Possessed
possessed.
and then zombied.
Yeah, and was more concerned for Feiyu. So there, and Ingrid was just completely out of her fucking hands.
Istrid.
I keep saying Ingrid.
Istrid sure did get told to walk into the river Styx and then...
Yeah. Please. That's a 12.
Noted. Note has been noted.
Also, I hope you are still doing well, or at least well enough. Things are bad here. Please, you made the right move. Stay the fuck away. Yeah, other than that, that's about it.
All right. Gathering back at the tent.
So it seems like, sees Zeron and Loka, you two, had a fruitful talk with the blacksmith?
I think so. It not the greatest information in the world, but we got information. And I think that was worth something.
Did anybody capitalize on it, or did we just kind of talk to him for nothing?
I mean, we could all go together.
I mean, if we
I'll
wanted them.
go? Go where?
Just we could try to speak to this Abigail?
The sword. That's the name you got. Abigail and vaguely the Elder.
Mm-hmm. Could try to learn a little bit more of exactly where Zaraj is.
Alright. So we should be asking about this Abigail?
I
Think so.
What about you? Heisan and Toshi?
Oh,
know,
very little. Cafe's nice.
Buy more bread when we.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
we
it's
should definitely.
Stale, it's so good.
We should do some stocking up, anyways. Speaking of, the only thing I learned is that I'm apparently getting.
You cut out.
Yeah.
God damn! What the heck? I'm gonna move my pop filter. Like, get out of here. All right, and I'm gonna get hi, hello.
In our ear holes.
Okay. I don't know what it is. I haven't changed anything. Okay. All I've learned is that I'm.
You cut out literally at the exact same
Yeah,
time.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know
So
if it's
funny.
hardware. Do you have any filters on?
No, I don't do anything like that. It's literally this is my raw microphone information. I don't know what to do about that. Literally nothing has changed. So what's gonna happen is if I put my input sensitivity down, Pashmina's just always gonna be lit up. That might help. No?
I don't. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Do you have it
But
on
I've-
automatic or?
What?
Are you talking about the Discord?
The input sensitivity. Yeah,
Did you
I
that
have it just.
previously on automatic.
I had it set to a specific decibel,
Okay.
because it's just always lighting up. So now I just have it off, like it's just all the way down. Well, what I found out was that I'm getting light on coin again.
Ah.
Oh. How much do you need?
Well, if we want or need more potions, it's usually about 25 gold a pop.
That's fine. Give me the exact amount that you want, and I'm happy to give that.
Oh, well, but I guess just the 25.
Just the one?
As far as I remember, I think everyone has one at this point. Except for myself.
I think I gave mine away. From when Heisan fell last combat.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I do not have one.
You did.
Oh.
Give it to Jason.
Just the one.
Alright. Here. And Zoran will take 25 gold out of their thing.
Just wanna keep everyone safe. Safe
Guys,
as
I
can
have
be.
to warn you all, we are now officially under 1,000 gold.
Oh shit.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
You are under 1,000.
I am under 1,000
I
gold.
was to say, how's Loka doing?
None
Loka
of
still.
your business.
Really just said Nunya.
Uh-huh.
You gotta use that on something. You can't just.
Or you can be like me and just never have any fucking money ever because all you do is buy potion ingredients and buy the in rooms and everything.
No,
The mob of the group.
All I've ever done is bought freaking stupid expensive. What's the word?
Oh, I did buy my glaive, but whatever.
I bought equipment and spell components.
Well, you know, some of us grew up and decided to hoard everything that we've
Or
ever
blow
made.
it all at one time on cursed items.
Or blow it all at one time on cursed items. It's very simple. I don't understand.
That's Loka math.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you got 25 gold for a hit.
Yeah.
You may spend it whenever you want. Feel free to just hop over and grab it.
I was gonna say, I think Peshman will kind of try and go before sundown.
Yeah, it'll
get
take
that-
an amount of time to get it like actually brewed, but
Mhm.
feel free to take an
As
evening
long-
or afternoon. Got the free time to go ahead and do that.
Should probably get it started.
What's the plan for this evening? Tavern's already, like, as it begins to approach sundown, the tavern nearby is very much starting to get more lively.
So,
Seems like most of the town tends to come in closer to you. Not much around here.
would Loka, like, whenever they've gathered at the tavern, put his bag down, perchance?
Yeah, certainly.
Alright, very quickly. Can I do an insight check on Loka to see how Loka may or may not respond to something? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. On a 12 insight, if Heisan asks Loka for the ever-flowing flask of ever-flowing flagon, how will he just give it to him, no questions asked? How is that gonna go down?
You anticipate that Loka would be willing to give it to you if hijinks were involved.
Loka, I have a favor to ask of you.
Okay.
So, there's a certain individual in this town that I would like to, whose lips I would like to loosen. And I would like to achieve that via alcohol.
Okay.
Would you be willing to share the ever-flowing flask with me?
You want to loosen lips?
Yes.
Who is it?
Somebody I met at the cafe, but I'm not 100% sure, and I'm not sure everybody would be okay with me getting somebody drunk, and I think you're the only person who would understand.
Oh. Okay, only if I can come with.
Do you have to?
You have to?
I mean, this is... I mean, it's a kind of a... I mean, I know you're good at drinking, I know you're good at getting information out of people, but... Come on, this is... Isn't it possible you can just... I don't know, don't you have to go talk to Abigail, or...
Oh god, not by myself.
True, but, well, everybody else is going to be going to talk to Abigail. Shouldn't you be going with them, right?
Well, it seems like maybe you shouldn't be going by yourself to someplace, you know what I mean?
I'll have Toshi. What's that laugh?
Oh, just, you know. The one who ran away from a fight. You know.
Okay, you can come with. Okay. And it also might take a second. I don't exactly know where their house is. I hope he's just not going to be annoyed by an unexpected visitor.
Well, if you don't even know where their house is, it sounds to me like they're already not expecting a visitor. So...
Right. But we'll see what happens. They promised they would talk to me if I brought them a drink.
Okay, so you bring a Rackentha and a drink? What could go wrong?
Ooh. We'll see what happens. Toshi, I'm gonna step out for a little bit. You don't need to follow me.
Okay, I don't need to follow you. Wink.
Okay. Let's. Either way, Loka and I are gonna go step out for a walk for a while. We'll be back.
Be careful, beast.
Yep.
Make good choices.
Never!
Perfect.
And Heisan is gonna go essentially systematically start looking around for Gillester Silvermane's domicile, like asking anybody if they know where the general location of his residency might be.
You do see, so you and Loka leave the tent, and then, like, seconds later, Peshmina and Zeron, you see Toshi go out and follow them. Excuse me.
Should Toshi be... should...
It should be fine.
Peshmina,
Sorry. Oh.
you get a note back from Schemo.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
It just says, don't shoot back, smiley face.
Just looks over at it from over your shoulder. Should I be concerned?
Sense of humor, though. Fucking balls it up and just throws it across the room. Don't you, doesn't it strike you as kinda, you know, oil and water? Kinda, literally.
Slightly confused.
Doesn't it strike you as a little oil and water?
Yeah, like oil, like they don't mix.
Who and who?
Oh, sorry, you probably. God damn it! Here, can I like take a moment to like maybe try and like reconnect my mic?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
This is also just me being really confused. I'm sorry.
I think we lost like a middle few syllables.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Time for cat update.
Cat update. Cat update.
Okay. When I test, I can hear it.
Awesome.
So I'm hoping that everyone else can also hear it.
I can hear you just fine right now.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, jeez. No, I was saying, doesn't it strike you as weird that Heisan and Loka are going out for a walk together? They're a bit like oil and water usually, right?
Oh, I fully don't trust what they're doing. It's... Do you know what I think, personally?
What's your theory?
Heisan asked for a favor, and the favor was only granted if Loka could bother him, doing whatever.
You're,
it is.
You're so
is what I
correct.
think.
That is, yep. Do you think they'll be fine?
Them yes, Toshi no. But that's neither here nor there. That is for them to deal with when they figure out Toshi is there. Also, the only reason I think it was a favor being asked because Loka looked excited to leave with them.
He does get a kind of giddiness about him when there's mischief afoot.
Which makes me really worried about the residents of the town.
Well, I suppose as long as we're not interfering, grab a drink at the tavern or something.
I suppose. It's... I kind of want to ask more about Abigail, just because getting closer to Ziraj could help us, even though I'll be entirely honest, I'm dreading seeing him again.
Same.
The last time he and I spoke, didn't go over well. Because I turned down his offer to, and, you know, help kill.
Yeah,
Zirga. So,
I saw.
yeah, I'm not excited.
Here's hoping he will... I don't know. Accept any olive branch we proffer.
It's
Even if briefly.
wishful thinking. But I want to believe that there is an ounce of goodwill in the man. I'd like to believe he didn't do what he was doing just... no reason.
Alright. I guess let's go asking.
Let's try.
Real tavern hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of as stated, like probably like half the town is at the tavern. Which, granted, having been in taverns in Inaro, not actually that many people, all things considered. Tanara's taverns, despite having a lower density of population percentage in any given tavern, is still more people. But it's kind of like the Misty Vale Inn filling up in Mirage. It's very much like, well, everyone's here, so might as well. Most of the town folks are here, or the botanist is around. Basically, anyone you saw manning a booth is at the tavern. Folks are drinking, having a good time. A lot of people are playing like dominoes, like tile games. Just passing the time. My DC 5 history check is that they play tiles instead of cards so they don't blow away. Among other things. But yeah, it's exciting. Menu-wise, it seems like they do almost exclusively like strong and mixed drinks. Seems like they just don't have the storage space or regular imports to do stuff like ale. So
like barrel aged
exactly.
stuff.
So they'd rather get more like liquors in so that they can basically stretch it for a longer period of time. Which means that there's a lot of people doing like they get a drink of something very strong and they just kind of sip on it over like the course of several hours, it looks like. Yeah, general vibe is like very relaxed. There's like a bard here doing some like wind instrument music, but like generally speaking, it's just a super chill kind of hang more than it is celebratory with some drinking, some talking, some chatter, socialization, etc. But you get the sense, yeah, this is like kind of the evening town hall of this place. A wide variety of folks at the bar, at tables, in booths, and corners, etc. Not necessarily the traditional setup of like a tavern with wooden furniture and such, given that it's all canvas tent construction. But you've got a lot of like conversation pit style, like a bunch of cushions around a circular area. A lot of this probably feels pretty familiar to you, Zoran, as someone who lives in the Phasia. Like a lot of the way that people manage to collectivize and social, very similar towns in Phasia.
Yeah, okay. Fair.
Meanwhile, Isan and Luca,
Oh boy.
you're asking around. You're doing stuff. Most folks are more than willing to let you know, like, oh, I think he lives in this kind of general direction. I think until eventually you come across, like, oh yeah, no, Gillester lives right next door. He's headed to the tavern already. Like, he's gone. If you want to catch up with him there, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And we are already staying at the tavern. How wonderful.
Makes things easier.
Yeah, but that's the point. The whole point was to do. The whole point of this was to do it so that Zoran doesn't come into contact with him, so I can actually talk to him alone. And God, no, this is gonna fucking mess up everything. 1 second.
Your pen scratching from around.
One second. This. Please to God. Please pay attention to this letter. Hisan is going to take out a piece of parchment and just write on it. Emra's sir. Gillester, I'm in town. Emra's latest what's the word I'm looking? Latest
Project.
Yes, thank you, Hannah. Is staying in the tavern you are going to. Unless you want to talk to them, I suggest you turn back to your home. I've brought beer. We can have a drink.
You get a letter back pretty quickly. It looks like it's written on like scrap paper. It's basically just like, I don't not want to talk to them.
Fine. Fine, I guess we're out of the
Yeah!
bag.
Yes!
I guess that's just out of the freaking bag here. Wonderful. You know, the whole point of this excursion was so that Ember would not know that I am freaking consulting with his previous victim so I can learn how to. This ruins everything. Wonderful. What is it with Ember's patrons that are all just so? Loka, my plan's been ruined. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to tell you, Hey-san. I'm extremely disappointed in you.
It's not my fault. Blame the stupid old man. God damn it.
Look, if you can blame me for being so good at that board game that you like so much, then I think I can blame you for this. I think it's the law of equivalent exchange or whatever.
Whatever. You be unhappy. You be disappointed in me all you want. I know. I am already angry.
Oh, I figured that much.
Yeah. Well, how observant. Oh, we're going back to the bar. Brodor, I made...
No, Peshmina Zarad.
Yeah! I'm
She doing
so
it at the bar?
excited.
I'm sweating.
I'm so excited.
I'm sweating.
Yes.
Doing it at the bar?
Yeah. Yeah. Peshmina is definitely ordering whatever is not that strong, whatever their weakest possible drink
There's
is.
some easy sippers, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because looking to socialize, not looking to get particularly drunk.
For sure. You get like... I mean, it's basically like a weak whiskey on the rocks with a couple mix-ins. It's not a particularly... Probably a rice. I guess probably like soju, pretty close to that, or sake. Probably closer to sake.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
but over ice, easy sipper. Little nasty.
It's one of those. She can't not scrunch her nose up at least a little bit every time, every sip, just subconsciously. Mind? We're actually trying to get in touch with someone we believe might be a local, someone by the name of. We're talking to like the bartender.
Did you say Abigail? Oh yeah. The elder's wife. Those two are usually around. They come in less frequently than others. If you want to catch them tomorrow, they'll be at the meeting tent. That's just how usually. They're usually happy to talk to new. Anything you wanted to talk about specific? Anything? Maybe something I could answer off the bat.
Kind of looks to Zeron for any assistance since you were the one talking to the blacksmith.
Yeah, of course. We're trying to reconnect with someone we traveled with at one point, who apparently used to live in this town. They spoke about it briefly, and we just trying to reconnect.
Oh.
Discussing with the blacksmith earlier, they brought up the name Abigail, so we were just trying to inquire further.
In town, yeah. If you're looking for someone, they're a great place to go.
Wonderful. By any chance, do you happen to know anything about the person we're looking for? They go by Zaraj?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't say I know much about him. He's around every once once in a while. Doesn't come in here particularly often. I don't think he's a real drinker, and I think he's kind of shit at dominoes. So, no, he's in every once in a while, but just been here for a while. Was gone for a long time. Came back, looked kind of haunted. Had kind of a blaze to his eyes that was a little worrying, but
Haunted.
I mean,
Like, he's seen things.
yeah, exactly.
That's part of the reason we're trying to reconnect. We only traveled briefly with him, but we're worried about him.
Oh, well, that's awful kind of you. Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't mind reconnecting. Just, I think they live out there on the steppe now by the stone tree, but I don't know much other.
Daughters. And when was the last time that you generally recall seeing Siraj? Anytime recently?
Ooh, I don't know. I've been near a few weeks now. Yeah, I couldn't say.
That's fine. You've been more than helpful. Thank you so much. We
Oh, for
really
sure.
appreciate it. And we'll put a silver on the bar.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Of course.
If I could bother you for just a moment longer,
So,
just more so out of less a specific curiosity, more curiosity. Have you noticed anything unusual going on? Anything strange?
oh, not here. Same old, same old.
Oh, well, you know what? Good.
I'd prefer it to be less interesting than more, and I'm happy with the way things are at the moment. Yeah, it's a little tight every once in a while, but that's fine.
Well, how about a drink for, Bet?
Oh, for sure. Drink for what? Cut out. Just...
Better business in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Luckily, we're far enough out that the drama with the like actual monarchy and stuff happening back up north, not really a problem down here. Not really our concern. Not that I think anything's really been going on recently, but can't say I would know.
Would you like to be in the know, or would you rather just kind of stay?
Absolutely the fuck not.
Okay,
Get
that's
me out of it.
Yep, smart.
Things I'm here to be concerned about are winning scores and who's losing too much money.
Good for you.
I'm just happy folks have something to do around here. I swear we tried the like poetry thing one night. We are awful authors. It just did not turn out. Someone finally brought the games in, and then we had things to do. Pray for me. Can't say I'm
Seems
good
like
at
you've
them,
got-
but it's actually like fun.
At least some musical talent around.
Oh yeah, we got some bard. That's Tassila over there. She's pretty good.
So,
Homegrown.
Very nice. And lovely establishment you have here,
Pretty
too.
much.
Of course.
Anything else I can do for y'all?
Oh, that's plenty for now. Certainly, we'll stop monopolizing all your time.
Don't worry about it. All right. Anyone else need refills? Nope. All right, I got you.
Joe. Good old Joe.
Every bar's got a Joe. Loka and Hasan coming around.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Enter the canvas of the tavern. Kind of see Peshmina and Zoran hanging out around the bar, just kind of chilling. And yeah, you see Gillester Silvermane at one of the tables, spitting image of what you saw in your the dreams. Drink already in hand, talking with one of the other townsfolk. Wearing kind of a faded gray robe.
Hey, son. We'll like just kind of we'll walk up with to him with the cask of mead that he had started brewing for a while. We'll walk up to him and say hello.
Oh, so you are real. I was starting to wonder for a bit. Hey, you look exasperated. Was it a long trip?
Yes, I was also hoping to avoid the contact between you and the foxy ones sitting over there.
Oh, I mean, I won't point them out if you don't.
Well, it doesn't really matter now. I'm sure Emma already knows that you're here and whatnot, and that I'm talking to you and blah, and I'm sure they're having a wonderful laugh about how this is a wonderful twist in their story.
Probably. That sounds like them.
Yeah, this is Loka. Beer's courtesy of him.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're
We don't get
welcome.
much ale around here.
Have as much as you want. It literally cannot ever run out.
That's shocking. I'll start slow.
Yeah, the mead isn't ready. It'll be ready in a couple months. Either way, I
much
recommend it. Yeah, it's my gift to you for the trouble and for.
Appreciated. I was curious. You know, it's not frequent that people invade my dreams anymore, so I was like hoping you wouldn't be some kind of hostile demon, and I'm glad you're not. Appreciated.
You're welcome.
Thank you for not being a hostile demon. Oh, is he hostile? Am I wrong?
I don't know, he's been kind of a hostile demon for me, just personally, like in my personal life, but
Alright, I'll hold out judgment then.
I don't think he's actually a demon.
Demon's kind of a state of mind, you know?
No, then definitely he is a demon.
Okay.
Okay.
Jalester's kind
Wonderful.
of smiling at this entire interaction, is having kind of a good time.
Wonderful. I am a terrible person. I'm happy we all agree.
No, I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure you're fine. Hey, you brought me a
Not all
beer. That's more than
demons are
something.
Not all demons are bad people.
No, but you were looking for a conversation. What can I do you for? What do you want to know? Oh, sorry. And he'll like drop his tiles that he was playing and let someone else sit in on the game. Kind of bring you over to a different side table.
Well, as long as you're here, well, would you like me to call him over?
I'll leave that up to you.
I was gonna say, at what point do we just notice that you and
Give me a perception check. It's not like they're
Toshi.
hiding.
yeah.
We're probably looking at 10s.
Do you want us both to roll it?
Sure.
I'm definitely rolling. That was a 19 plus 2.
That's certainly more than a 10.
I think Peshmina was already kind of surveying when it's
Alright,
just
I'm rolling on. Excuse me, D&D Beyond perception. That's a 14.
Yep, 14's more than a 10. You also notice.
You know, an exasperated Hassan sticks out in a crowd.
I think
Yeah.
Peshmina
I
kind of
think
keeps
we hear you before we see you.
kind of does the like head kind of craning to like see like brow furrows, does the little like hello wave, like
Hassan is not looking at you.
then oversending is just like who's your new drinking companion?
My new drinking companion is someone who I was hoping to meet discreetly, but I guess he's here now, so you can come over. You should meet him.
Oh.
And bring Zoran.
Immediately upon hearing that, just looks super skeptical. Why?
I will tell you when you get here. Let's make proper introductions first.
So upset.
Fucking
Zara
big
just
mad.
looks over to Peshmina, just looks concerned and confused.
She just kind of shrugs and starts moseying.
Moseying over?
All
Right.
right.
Scooch over, everyone.
There's enough room around the table.
Yeah.
Who?
Philip
Hey!
Silvermane.
Gillester Silvermane, happy to meet you all. Ooh, you got it bad. Looks over at Zeron.
Gillester, this
Pardon?
is Zeron. This is Zeron the Extravagant.
Here, I'll start to make this easier. Hey, Gillester Silvermane, prior thrall of Emra.
As soon as you say that, all the color
think we've been
drains
Jeez.
I
immediately.
don't know. I feel like they've changed names a couple of times.
I was hoping to meet with him discreetly, but apparently he decided to come. He wanted to come meet you.
Okay, can we back up like 20 steps here? Looks to Hasan. You know them?
You remember what I said? You remember when you asked me whose dreams I invaded? And I said,
It is.
It was a little uncomfortable, gotta say.
I was hoping I could find out something about Emra without Emra knowing, but now Emra obviously knows, so who knows? Who cares?
Emma knows everything. They just... And now the headache has transferred to Zeron. Just elbows on the table, head in their hands, just like slow groan.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a reasonable reaction to that information. Sorry to spring that on you. I kind of thought that was a whole... Well, no, Hasan did say this was supposed to be discreet, but... I mean, I'm here. It's a good place to talk. And drink.
Well,
So-
would you like a glass of Motlin?
Very much so.
I'll have to go pour him a glass of beer.
Thank you. Like I said, do not get this often. So, what did you want to know?
How you survived. That's what I was going to ask.
Well, I gave Emra what he wanted, which is a story. He's I figure you figured out the actor or director, writer spiel bit at this point.
Yes.
It's kind of annoying. Maybe that's an understatement, but figured that out. I was on a vengeance quest. Cannot say that I am proud of the things I did at that point in my life, but that was the narrative we were on, so I followed it to its natural conclusion. And after that, Emra asked if I wanted to tell a new story, and I said no, I was done. And so I was. I wish it was less simple than that. I was looking at ways to get out of it otherwise, because mentioning the doing things I wasn't super proud of bit of that whole bit meant that I didn't exactly want to follow through with the vengeance part of the vengeance quest. And basically eventually figured out that I had to. And after that, we were done. That was our story. I gotta say, I think he's got bad taste in endings. All things considered. Very schlock-oriented. He really likes a big, violent finale. What are you on? I think I heard about someone else who did a romance that turned out pretty bad. That was a tragic thing. Something about dissolving 2 family houses, but that was like old kings and queens and castles shit.
Would you like to tell him, Zeron?
No obligation.
I wanted an adventure to make a name of myself in the world, and I think that's ending with dragon slaying.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a big one. Do you think you can pull it off?
I think at this point, Peshmina is holding Zoran's hand under the table very tightly. She is anxious.
You have a dragon to kill? They still around? That would be a stickler. Signed on to be a dragon slayer and there weren't any.
That would suck, wouldn't it? But it also would be very, very on brand for the author, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would just make sense, huh?
Yes, there's one in mind.
Okay. Well, that helps. So you've got something you need to do, at least. This is the hard bit. Maybe. I don't know your entire situation, so I'm not going to find anything for you. When he asks if you want to continue, say no. Because obviously he benefits from the entertainment of having more and more stories. You benefit from the magic, I assume. Is he still doing magic?
I have been granted the ability to use magic, yes.
Makes sense. I think it's kind of it's the easiest thing for him to do at a treat thing. Part of the fun. So, don't become dependent on the magic if you can afford it. And do everything he says to the best of your ability. That's not a great solution. I don't love it. But frankly, in these kinds of situations, I really don't think there's an easy way out. At least not to my exploration. I was looking for damn near 30 years.
30.
Signed on when I was 20, got out when I was 50. Thereabouts. Hard to say. Time moves lucky. I was the self-reported things.
Zoran squeezes Pashmina's hand just a little harder.
You're sure you found nothing? No inkling of his name, his past. You found nothing.
It's hard to find information on an ethereal magical being when you're trying to enact vengeance on a rival's house for doing a murder. I could have worked harder, for sure. I tried avoiding what you wanted me to do for a really, really long time. I spent a lot of time just kind of wandering around. I tried reconciling. That didn't go well. He started fucking around with that, and I really hated it. I tried reconciling the past of me and my those who had wronged my family. And then he'd get into shit. He'd give people whispers and dreams and information they shouldn't know and information they couldn't know, and soured all chances we had of basically turning that right because he wanted the bloodshed. He wanted the finale. I'm glad that I did get out, but I'm sorry if you were looking for a better answer, but I think you can be creative within that. I got to be a little bit. I mentioned the whole vengeance thing. He likes puns, and I know that sounds shallow and shitty. I said vengeance on the house of my rivals, so I literally destroyed their house, like their physical building. That was not a good thing. There was a lot. I'm, again, not going to get super deep into it. But he enjoyed the poetry of the moment enough that he accepted it.
So, if Zoran here were to say, become widely known for something utterly humiliating, would that be an ending they were looking for?
I don't think that would be slaying a dragon.
I suppose not.
You can try. That'd be amusing. Or
I'd
one of
rather
you, I would
not.
assume. But I doubt it. He's got an ending in mind. He's not a very good author. Not interested in following the story to its natural conclusion. He's got a conclusion in mind when he starts the story. And you can get there in creative ways. You can get there in different things, but if you want to fulfill your end of the bargain, you need to fulfill your end of the bargain. That's basically the one thing that was consistent in all the pact magic I studied, trying to get out of it.
Yeah. I came to that realization a bit ago. Do you have any of the and just kind of like gestures to themselves, the features?
Not anymore.
But you had them.
I did. Yeah. Same too. But the foxiness. I don't know why that's a fixation, but it is. Like a stuffed animal. I don't know. Maybe he just thinks it's funny. But yeah, to the extent that like near the end of it, I was like running horse. Faster than normal. Could still do the magic. There was a bit like right near the end where I actually started shapeshifting between like just fully a fox. But at that point I delayed enough that he'd given me an ultimatum about running out of time. So I think he was trying to emphasize that fact. I think he was getting bored, which is a dangerous place for him to be in.
That's very fair.
I mean, it's not. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. I'm blasé-faire about this now because I've had a very long time to process all that shit, and also I don't believe that I'm a particularly good person. This sucks, and you should not have to accept it, and I'm sorry that you're going through it.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your tale. I have to get back to what I was doing.
Understandable.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
For sure. I'm here if you need anything.
Thank
Just
you.
want to shit talk. Glowing asshole.
Maybe I'll take you up on that someday. Excuse me. And Duran is going to just excuse himself from the table and just the bar.
Mm-hmm. Heading out.
And is going to just leave.
If you leave, Peshmina's like not. She's basically hot on your tail.
If you want, sure.
Yep.
Hassan pours himself a drink and takes a gulp. Well, as long as I'm here, would you mind telling me? Would you? What was it? Oh fuck! What was that? Yeah. Would you mind going through the story a bit more detailed for me, so I might write it down and preserve it?
I'd rather you didn't. I don't want what I done preserved. I would rather it was forgotten.
I see. Well, thank you for going through the trouble.
Thanks for the drink.
You're welcome.
You're on.
Hassan will excuse himself. Loka, you can enjoy drinking with this man if you want. He seems to be very enjoyable. A very... what's the word I'm looking for? Amenable. He seems to be very amenable to it.
Okay. You want to do a drinking contest?
Yeah, alright. Why not?
But,
Not doing anything else tonight. Don't have any plans tomorrow. We can roll for that later.
This
You will win. I am almost assured.
excellent.
Zoran and Pashmina. Where are you going, Zoran?
Just away. I think they just start walking, but like they don't really have a place in mind. It's just kind of aimlessly following the path until there's no path to follow. Pretty much exactly after, though, like, they get out, like, they were still smiling. They still seemed pretty normal in the tavern. As soon as they're out, it's just distant. Just kind of, like, almost, like, hugging themselves, just kind of, like, rubbing their arm, just for some feeling. It's the anxiety is just building.
I think she was literally only like feet behind, so you probably hear her like footsteps trailing, and then I think at this point it's just like she just, this is not like she's not asking, she's not like this is halfway as much for her as much for you, just comes up behind and wraps her arms around.
And they'll stop just at the feeling. I think that they're just so out of it in the moment that they didn't even realize that you were following. I'm gonna be entirely honest. So it's just like the general, just kind of like deep breath, like quick breath in. It's just like, oh, like what's going on? Realizes what's happening. Slow breath out. And just kind of like puts a hand like on top of one of your arms, just kind of gently rubs it, just to like, as like a show of good faith that like they're okay, but like not okay. I don't know if that makes sense. It does in my head, at least.
Get it. I get it.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's an entirely appropriate to that conversation.
I now understand why Heisan wanted me to not meet him. He was very quick to joke about the life that I am now currently living that he once did. Sorry to rub me the wrong way a bit.
I'll be honest, that scared me a bit.
I'm glad I'm not alone in that. 30 years it took him to get to that stage. I'm only 4 months in. And even he said, wow, you're far gone. I'm really worried.
Yeah. We'll find a way to curb this. You need to use your magic going forward and maybe we can get all of this done sooner rather than later, and no matter what, you've been with me for every step of the worst parts of my life at this. No matter what happens, I'm here.
And they'll just slowly nod. The only thing is, though, I have to rely on my magic. I'm not a fighter like you, like Loka.
You could learn. We could teach you. I could teach you. We could... She looks like she's racking her brain. Just looking.
No good at anything like that.
Well, no one is at first. You can't tell me you don't even want to try.
It's not that I don't want to try. I would know where to begin, and God forbid, what if something were to go wrong, and I wouldn't be strong enough at that point with whatever to protect you or protect any of them, and I have to use the magic I was given. The worst part is I'm good at the magic I was given. It's natural. It feels like I've been able to do it my entire life, and I've only had it for less than a year. Less than half a year. But the more I use it, the more I turn into... I'm already a freak of nature now.
Don't talk about it like that. That's not fair. That's not...
I don't know how else to say it. I don't want to speak about myself that way. And it's easy to play off as, oh, it's just something different, but it is. I didn't want this. I just wanted to make the younger version of myself be out of who I would be in the future, and look where it got me. I have to slay a fucking dragon. Not even just a normal one. No, because it would never be that easy. Because it's fucking Emra. I'm just scared the closer we get to the climax of the story, that it's going to be disastrous, and I'm less scared about me, and I'm more scared about the lot of you. And the worst part is my story will not be the last one Emra ever tells. I'm sorry, it's just... It's a lot. Please.
right, I'll... drop it for now.
No, it's... I'm sorry, I'm being unfair.
I just can't accept that there's really nothing to be done about it. I just don't believe it.
I want to believe that too, trust me, more than anything. To get rid of this? I would love that. The only way I can do it now is not a way I want my story to end. I'm sure I've told you what happens if I were to break contract right now.
Only in vagaries, but I can extrapolate. So, my contract, I guess.
I really want to believe that there's some way. But he couldn't find one in 30 years, and no other previous main character couldn't find any in their time. I have very little faith in my own ability.
Zeran, however much you think that everything you've achieved could only be attributed to Emra provided you. You've gotten this far on your own wit, your own smarts, your own strength of character. You are good and kind and maybe one of the cleverest people I've ever met. I believe, even if maybe you can't right now, but I believe. Julester's just one man. But you have me and Heisan and Loka, and we're all going to work to fight this.
Right. Thank you. You speak very entirely and kindly of me, and it is very much appreciated. Especially when it comes genuinely from someone. can count the amount of times people actually say genuine comments about me on one hand. So, thank you.
There's nothing to thank me for.
On the contrary, there's plenty to thank you for.
If anything, I'm consider it an act of selfishness because frankly, not now and not ever could I bear the thought of something happening. Something that couldn't be fixed.
And I'm here until the very end. God's willing, that'll be a long time from now.
God's willing.
Thank you. So, on a much lighter topic, is it really only 3 times I've seen you dance in Ulthra?
Oh, well, there was the once where we danced together before we really knew each other, and then, well, again at the party. There was one other time where I didn't see you.
Well, I can assure you I was there. I had a penchant when I was younger for sneaking out a lot.
So you've said? So I've heard.
Has Libra told you any stories? Oh, yes, plenty.
We didn't get a chance to regale them as much, but I've heard some bit from Emra, or not Emra, Libra. The sound got me.
You're good. You're good.
Libra and oh shoot, the fellow we met in Anara.
Oh, yes. Oh, what was his name? Vexton?
Vestin Clark.
Vestin. There we go.
I'm sure you have. Oh, he has plenty of stories. Oh.
Who doesn't have stories about you, by the way?
Very few. Listen. Zoran's a good character. Erasmus less so. I would often sneak out into the city when performers were in town, specifically storytellers. I always enjoyed hearing a new story, something new, something I hadn't read in the vast libraries that my family helps curate. It
And
feels
Tanya's-
more authentic that way.
Tanya's must have been a real treat then.
Oh, oh my goodness, I lost my voice there for a second. My bad. I have been spectating Tanya's for a very, very long time. So, it's honestly why I was surprised it was only 3. I could have sworn I saw you in more. But I was wrong.
I was only able to travel with them for, well, I would say 2 seasons, but more like half seasons.
Fair. That's fair.
It's just roller coaster of emotions going on right now. There's just roiling anxiety and a general sense of like she has recently and being faced with
Recently
the prospect having recently lost something.
Yeah.
And now being faced with this prospect of like, oh, and you are also this there's a chance this is not permanent. That's that's definitely coming through in this moment.
Well, if anything, I am going to have a very fun chat with Heisan later.
Right.
I think we're long
that was
due for one.
Right, yes. That's... I guess, don't... I hope you're not... Well, I don't know, I would be pretty damn mad if he... Well, but... Just remember... Always has everyone's best interest at heart. Even if his methods are dubious.
I know. Which is why I'm only plucking 10 feathers instead of the 20 I would have otherwise.
Pick carefully. Don't leave the poor guy with a bald spot.
Oh, it's even more fun, though. Especially if you can't see it. I'm just disappointed more than angry. I understand why. Would I have done the same thing? Probably. Also, in a sense, I don't even think Emra cares.
Oh,
and I think that's the scarier part.
I couldn't try and understand the inner machinations of someone or something like that.
He probably sees today as just a guest appearance.
A cameo.
Exactly. If he even bothers to know. Genuinely, I don't think he takes much interest in most things that I do.
With sundown starts to pick up outside, bringing with it kind of a crisp, chill village outside.
Probably head back.
Sorry?
We should probably head back.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay up for just a little longer. completely clear the head. But I'll be back soon. Promise?
Alright, just, not too long, and use your stone if you need to.
Oh, of course. Of course. Trust
Not
me, I
f-
won't be getting into any trouble.
You say that, but Dribble has a way of finding you anyways. But,
I will be fine.
alright.
One for the road for good luck. And quickly gives her just a quick kiss on the forehead. Now, go on. I won't be far behind.
Alright. See you soon.
Of course.
Bashmina's gonna head back to the bar.
Absolutely.
Zeron is heading to the blacksmith.
Hassan's doing something stupid.
Drinking?
Loka, go ahead and give me a Constitution save.
Oh my
let's
god.
go.
Oh no, he's gonna. No, Jill. That's not gonna be good. Or that might be good for me. We'll find out.
Oh boy, 11.
11. You still outdrink him pretty significantly.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It is not much of a competition, and after probably 3 ales and the drink he was already nursing, Gillester is taps out. Is not interested in getting blackout drunk, but is now heartily inebriated. And will concede to the drinking contest. Just woof, you've got a hell of a gut on you, Bish.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I earned my coin.
Oh, for sure. I'll just we'll slide you a gold.
Yeah.
I think Pashimina comes in not a bluster necessarily, definitely not causing a scene, but she's got her face is pretty serious. And she'll come up to the table again, kind of take in the state of everyone sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh gods, please tell me you're not too drunk to maintain a serious conversation for a moment.
My best.
Hi, Loka. Oh. I need to know, no matter how little it may have been, what you were able to find out about, ways around the situation.
It's not. I told you. The one thing is if the patron disappears, goes away.
What does that mean?
Fucking kill him. Everything else is bread and water. Can't say I'd recommend it, but I was alone, so, you got friends. He's got friends, clearly. You're his friend. You all care a lot about him. You're all big, strong monster fighters. Talk him up for me.
I feel like I doubt she actually has her meteor hammers anywhere on her, but very subtly her fist would clench where they usually sit, kind of like belted across her waist. We'll see if it comes to that.
You know, I'd be curious to see what happens. We'll hear about it. I don't want to. If you really want all my docs, all my notebooks and shit, find my place. Never could get rid of them. Much of my life spent doing that. Can use them. It'd be great. I wouldn't know all the time.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Loka, another round. Let's do it. I'm gonna get you this time.
Good luck to you.
Gets like a sip in, she's like, fuck, never mind, I'm out. Taps, give you another gold.
Look it down's the next one.
At. Good. Too good.
I don't get to. Gives a little poke to Loka. We got stuff.
Loka just kind of winks.
Raises an eyebrow.
I got it under control, Pasmina.
Can I do an insight check on that? You don't want to fuck my insight check. Okay, that was a 16.
You get the feeling that Loka is not as drunk as he's making out to be.
Okay. Alright. I mean it though, we got important stuff going on.
I know. I'm busy conducting very important business.
Yes, very important. I see.
Mega important.
See you in a bit.
Okay, bye.
John, what you do? Blacksmith.
Firstly, are they open?
Yeah, there's still people working there. They have stuff they have to do overnight. Things take time to
Awesome.
cool. They don't want they actually only have the forge open like a few days a week, and then they work intensely to make sure they take advantage of time.
Mm-hmm.
Still clanging away.
Yeah. It's... They're just gonna kind of step in and just kind of like awkwardly wake their way to the counter.
Oh, hey there. What can I
Hello.
do you for?
A bit of a weird ask. Do you have any short bows in stock?
I think we got one or two. And looking for a specific size.
I haven't been properly measured for one in a bit to see
for
the
sure.
proper
Here,
height
let
and
me get
whatnot.
you the sizes we got, and you can pick one out. He'll kind of like rummage around, just like, yep, here we go. Comes back and has three of a small array of sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and test the balance on those. Unfortunately, we don't have a range to test them out on, but if you bring it out, it's not shooting right, feel free to come back, and we'll just let it exchange it for one of the other ones.
Wonderful. And the biggest thing, are any of them possibly +1, or is it all just
Fortunately, they
standard?
are all mundane.
That is fine.
Send one back to Han.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. The second one actually, I think, fit better. Good weight on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Do you want a spare string?
that would be great.
Arrows, good. You want some extra? We've got quivers too. We have kind of a whole bundle if you're interested in that. But
I would love that, and I'll take a good amount of arrows. Always,
Excellent.
it's
2
nice to have
quivers. Let's say
extras.
like a dozen. Maybe 2 dozen.
2 dozen.
2 dozen sounds good. All right. Give me a sec to get all that and grabs the barrel of arrows, I suppose, at that point. Gets everything splayed out on the table. All right, and that's let's see how you're looking there. So the arrows, spare string, we got the quiver. Would you mind putting that quiver on real quick to make sure it's in size? We got a couple adjustable belts.
Oh yeah, and just quickly puts it on in a way that
Good.
feels fair. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So, like, all that together, the short bow, arrows, quiver, etc. Running about 25 gold.
Perfect.
All right. Here you are. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And they're actually going to go a little to like the town's edge for a bit.
Mhm.
And they're going to just practice shooting it on like a nearby tree.
Yeah, for sure. You want to go ahead and give me a few attack rolls?
Yeah, sure.
Are you proficient in short bows?
Short bows are technically simple weapons, so
Yes. Awesome.
You're good at the
Um,
archery.
yeah, which is honestly the only reason I grabbed this, because I've +3 in dex and a -2 in strength. So,
We love Dex.
we love dex. Let me add this to his equipment because I don't actually have one in his inventory. All right. How many would you like?
Just give me like 2.
First one.
As long as you want to practice, basically.
Yeah. First one is a 15,
Very solid.
and the second one is a 26.
Very good.
Dang.
What are you aiming at?
I think, like, they're specifically looking for starters, like a tree that has like kind of like one of those holes in it that's like,
There are in fact
You
no
see, like,
trees,
owl-
unfortunately. Given
Oh,
the
there's
steppe.
no-
Right, because
There's
it's
just
yeah,
a
because
very few
Right.
rootwood trees around. There's like some tall-ish shrubs. You can find something that's got. You said you were looking for kind of a appropriately circular target. They won't.
Actually,
Hmm?
I have something even better.
Yeah.
Finds a rock that just kind of like stands up just a little bit,
Mhm.
just kind of like a little out there. They have some chalk. They're gonna make their own bullseye on it
Yeah, for sure.
and dip the arrows in ink
Ooh,
There you
okay.
go.
as placement so they
Yeah,
can
for
see
sure.
where it hits.
Makes sense to me.
And
So,
they'll
yeah.
fire a fair bit.
Assuming it's within your normal range, meaning like less than like 80 feet. Which is pretty long in and of itself. Yeah, first one hits pretty great. Second one, just like straight crack on center.
And they're going to be doing this probably for a little bit. I think they're going to exhaust through all of the arrows.
Yeah.
Quite literally just trying to get their arm back.
You
For
might end up
this-
breaking a few of them.
Which is why they got so many. It's
Yeah.
if they break, they're probably going to end up doing this through the night
Okay.
as much as they can.
Yeah, for sure.
And if they all break, then they all break, and it's like, okay, well, it's time for bed.
Absolutely.
But for now, I think they're satisfied enough with it.
Just gonna spend all night training on it.
Yeah. I mean, if you
Um,
can't sleep.
You know what? Go ahead and give me 3 more.
Sure. First one, not bad. 22. Second
Good.
one,
Dang.
15 again,
Pretty
and
solid.
last one, 17.
17. Very good.
You're all decent on these,
Um,
damn.
Yeah,
The last
so
one was an 8.
very solid overall. You feel like you're getting your arm more. It's the practiced motion. Like your first shots are very slow, very careful. But as you continue, the like fluidity of draw to knock to pull to release gets faster and faster every while maintaining accuracy. An important part of archery training is making sure you increase speed but do not decrease accuracy. I'll just go ahead and, if you keep choosing to do this, if you keep choosing to like train, there may be benefits.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna stockpile arrows. I'm gonna clear those guys.
You'll probably end up
arrows.
going through like a couple gold, maybe like a gold to start with of arrow. A gold should get you more than 24 arrows.
Oh, that's fine.
And if you bring back the ones that are broken, they may be able to repair them, or at least salvage the heads and fletching.
Yeah.
Aeson can always perform
Mending.
creation you more as well.
That's true. Mending,
Yeah.
mending is good.
Yeah.
Blacksmith's got it. There's not a lot of magic. I don't think they do. Unfortunately, I think there's a lot of magical people in this.
So it's just something to work on in the interim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aeson has mending now.
Perfect.
3 arrows. All right. That known and said, as the evening draws to a close, as we hear the repeated soft twang of arrows flying into the shrublands, I think we're going to call it for tonight. Yeah?
I kind of had a thing I wanted to do.
What would you like to do?
Sorry. And this does not have to work. After that conversation, Aeson's still a little bit all annoyed with the whole situation. He was going to go upstairs and cast, as it is late, cast Dream on, and see if casting Dream on Emra does anything.
Fortunately, does not.
Okay, thank you.
Effectively how that works is you get put in standby when you cast the spell because it's waiting for the creature you cast it on to be asleep. And you can wait on that for as long as you want.
But, yeah.
It will not go through tonight.
Alright, I'm not gonna worry about that then.
But noted. Good to think about. Yeah. Then as the evening draws to a close, in the morning, we will talk to the elders and probably, I would guess, go and visit one specific lonely archer up on a hill near a tree. Look forward to that. So, thank you all for playing this evening, having a wonderful time in a new place. A little shorter than usual, but it's also quite late already.
I mean, we still, yeah.
Good old 4-hour session still. I am gonna sneak preview because I'm proud of it.
Ah. I'm gonna have to...
Back over here.
Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Face side.
Oh, heck. Big Siraj. Oh, jeez. Hello. Hello, sir.
We zoom on in. Woo.
That is very cool.
Hell yeah. It's a really good bow model. Is that a newer bow model
It is new,
from?
yeah. It's new
Okay.
as of when I was looking for it.
Nice.
That is very cool.
Expression didn't come.
It some things come through rough when they make the transfer. It's womp womp.
Still feel. Especially when it's not being viewed.
The severe brow
when
is
it's not enormous. Beep. So, thank you all for playing. Stars and wishes. So we're gonna go right to left. So Eli, stars.
Stars. Lots of fun stuff happened. I was happy. I'm happy that my whole plan with Gillester Silvermane didn't actually get to go through. Although I wasn't expecting it, and I was happy it kind of didn't. Gillester is very fun to work around. I like Gillester.
Good.
That was The whole conversation was fun. And also just not too, and of course just the whole travel RP is always fun. It is fun, and it was fun to do a bit of that before we got into today's session. I am excited to see more of Brodor. We have threads to pull on, and I am excited to pull on them. I'm interested to see how and if the Dragon Library will play into this, or if it's something just completely separate. Fuck. Of dealing with Emra, I am excited for, even though that's a ways off.
I mean,
Yeah. I guess that is also a wish. Emra dealing with other wishes. I can't really think of any at the moment right now, actually. I apologize.
You're good.
You can come back to me nearer toward the end, and I'll try and think of one or two.
Sure.
Sorry.
All right, Matt. Scores and washes.
Stars. I really enjoyed the Two Truths and a Lie thing.
that was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. It was just like, we're stuck on the road for forever. We need to do something to not go crazy. I also really enjoyed the conversation with Jalester Silvermane. I thought that was really interesting. I didn't really know where or how that was gonna go. I thought that was really cool. There was something else. I don't know. I got very sleepy. So I'm forgetful right now. But
We are tired.
yeah. But wishes. I've been having thoughts about Zaraj. I'm curious how that interaction is gonna go, because part of me, like, the character wants to beat the shit out of Zaraj, but part of me wants Zaraj to, like, help us at the end. I don't know. Just thoughts. Yes. But yeah, that's pretty much me. DM.
Me. I also like Two Truths and a Lie. I don't know where I heard it, but I remember a long time ago someone being like, if you don't know what to do, or if you just want to establish character in an RPG, play sleepover games with your characters, with each other. Like Two Truths and a Lie, Truth or Dare, like that kind of shit. Would you rather, like, all of that will establish a shocking amount of character?
Fucking
My
never have I
favorite-
ever.
PCs. Yeah,
Wed,
never have I
head,
ever. Absolutely.
behead.
Wow,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, very much so.
My personal
Wed,
favorite.
Bed, Behead is very good.
It's very good.
Pep your head. God.
Yeah, all good. That was super fun. I really liked Peshmin and Zaron's conversation there at the end, like having just a really nice, long, in-depth heart-to-heart involving both of their emotional states. Really good, very solid, extremely fun to listen to. A lot of this came together very quickly, and I'm glad that it did, and I'm excited for next session. Yeah, I don't have a lot of other thoughts other than this was cool, and I'm excited to do more of it.
Yeah.
Caroline.
Hi. Stars. God, Jalester Silvermane is something else. I'm gonna be so honest. I was not expecting the conversation to go that way in the slightest. I guess I wasn't expecting him to just kind of like make light of the entire situation, which honestly makes sense. Like, I should have expected that. Just as like a coping way to deal with, yeah, this was like a really low point in my life, but hey, I'm over it. I'm better now. Just because I think Saran heard it, it's like, oh, I'm fucked. And I love that. Genuinely. It's a reality check that he needed. And I love that. I think it's hysterical. Another star, definitely, yeah. It's the 2 truths and a lie was really fun. It was just the struggle of just like, okay, I have to pull bullshit out of my ass.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I need 2 truths.
Exercise right there.
Okay.
If you ever want to know
what makes sense?
If you want to know the experience of a player character asking an NPC about anything, it's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm sure.
you need to establish a piece of lore right now that
So
you
what's
did
your
not
name?
know before. I've got a
What's your
list.
name?
I've started as prep. That is one of the things I've started doing more and more is just having a list of names so I
That's
can pull them out
so
whenever
good.
I need.
That is so good.
I think here. Let me count how many there are. So, fun fact: most of these names I already made for Zatvor and didn't use, so they are carrying over for the next list of names. I'm not going to say
Insane.
them because I'm going to use them.
Mhm.
There are 23
Oh my god.
23 names. I've used several
Crazy.
of them already.
Yeah. I just think it's funny because yeah, it is exactly that. Where it's like, okay, I need something, but I need to make it interesting. So, the 2 that I came up with,
I liked yours a lot.
mine. They were all on the spot.
Yeah.
All of them were on the spot.
Good
I
shit.
just came up with the lore. Zeron used to have a pet snake.
Yep.
That's just canon now.
That ate their brother's
Like
pet
hamster,
hamster
gerbil,
or something. Yeah. Pet mouse. Gone.
Mhm. The younger
Sacrifice.
brother too, of course, just because
Oh,
it's more
of
fun that
course,
way.
Yeah. Amazing.
I have not thought of a first word that they said either, but it wasn't meow. I have not thought of a first word. And I was really dreading if someone was going to ask what it was, because I'd have to come up with a random word on the spot.
Dwagon.
Dragon.
I think that's a little too advanced for a baby.
2
A
syllables.
bit. But it's hard syllables. It would...
Mhm. So
Dwagon.
yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, the conversations around Pashmina had at the very end was really good. He loves her so much. Oh my god. It's one of those things, she always knows exactly what to say to make him feel better. And I think that's what like just makes my heart just like, oh, that aches. It's so cute. It's tooth-achingly sweet, and I love it. I love
Worms.
Worms.
Heartworm.
I've said this before. I've said it before. The brain worms for these 2 is insane. Insane.
I mean, piggybacking off that a little bit too, I love that Peshmina correctly asserted a very relevant difference, despite you identifying yourself very directly with Gillester in that moment. It's just that he was alone. You're not.
Yeah.
Very fundamentally. And I love that Peshmina picked up on that
Oh,
pretty astutely.
her mind is fucking racing. She is like, it's not often that I feel like I've got background schemes going on. I might have some fucking backgrounds.
That's crazy. Because yeah, it was immediately like that whole thing where it's like, Jelster was going off of like his own story, and Zeron's like, okay, I'm just dead. I'm like that. I'm dead. I'm dead, and there's nothing I can do about it. And it's just
Gotta kill
like,
a dragon.
yeah, it's just like, well, okay. I think just like grounding them back in the moment just genuinely really helped. So that was really good. I'm picking up archery, I guess. The caster is picking up a weapon. More news at 10. This is gonna suck for combat, but you know what? We're gonna get through it. We're gonna try.
We've had good hits so far. We'll carry through.
Yeah, the only thing is I hit once, and I do less than my cantrip.
Ah, yeah.
What?
Cantrip gets to shoot twice in action.
So my cantrips, right?
Oh, 3
Specifically,
times. Never mind.
Eldritch Blast. I can cast 3 times, and if they all hit, that's 3d10 plus 4 for each.
Yeah.
You know,
So that is a minimum
Maybe cantrips are okay.
of 15 damage.
Maybe magic is okay.
My highest
Italia,
damage I can
caster's
do
fucking...
with the short bow is 9. That is the
Yeah,
maximum
okay.
I can do with the short bow, because I can only hit once.
You do more
I don't have
damage than
multi-attack.
that just in bonuses. with
Yes.
Eldritch Blast. You don't have to roll
Yes.
dice, and you do more damage than that Eldritch Blast.
Okay,
Yes.
we gotta send that thing to fucking Han. She has to enchant that shit. There's no fucking... Like, come on.
It's
Which-
crazy.
How
It's
much?
crazy. I basically just leveled Zeron down. Damage-wise. It's crazy.
Can we get a deal if we send
Just
it
wait.
to Han?
Just wait, though, especially when I get 20 charisma, where that goes up to a +5 for every blast.
Oh my god.
Insane.
Good.
Insane.
It turns out when you spec into caster, the casting is...
Yeah, it's shocking. Shocking being a full caster is good.
Alright.
But yeah, wishes. I want to play again soon. I wanna see Zeraj again so bad.
Yeah.
I more than anything, I wish it goes well. I hope we manage to talk our way into this. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard. But I hope we can manage. Because that would be such a stellar ally. And that's me. Yippee.
Happy, happy, happy. Man, oh man, oh man. This was... Stars. Role-playing with all my friends. So much fun. I was not expecting to start off with the silly, goofy game of fucking 2 truths and a lie. Because I was like, man, I was so... big Pashmina feels before this session. It was just kept like replaying like the bracelets and like saying goodbye to your fucking girlfriend. It's just like that shit sucks. That sucks so much. And then we start this session with some silliness. It felt good. It felt good. And then yeah, the fucking emotional fucking semi of this on the heels of that. Just like, oh no, this is not good. This is not acceptable, actually. This is wrong and bad. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's a lot to process. Man. Shit. Wishes. Zeraj again. Especially under in a different circumstance, in a maybe actually getting to like talk to him, hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Kind of feeling very coin flip about how that's gonna go. Oh boy. I'm excited for okay. Excited for Zeraj. But it's like there's no way that that's the only thing we end up accomplishing next time. And it's just like some shit some other shit's about to go down. Like something's about to catch up with us, and I don't know exactly what yet. Who knows? We haven't heard from Cybella or anything this session. That doesn't mean much. And we've been down for a little bit, so it's just like, there's always something. There's always something. Also, wishes. I know Eli was just saying maybe we don't deal with Emra for a while. Me, internally, is just like, we'll see about that. We'll see.
Teens.
We'll see about that.
Listen, I have to stay a warlock for at least the end. Because I will lose all of that and I will go back to a commoner.
Yeah.
A noble. You get
A
2
noble.
stats at 11. Instead of all flat 10s.
I will go back to nothing.
There maybe nothing directly happens yet, but I do have there's gonna be some stuff in the interim.
Ashmina furiously
Like-
googling how to kill an Ifrit.
I'm telling her mind is racing. Let me tell you, she is like she's not gonna let this shit stand.
Hassan's kind of in a similar position. Hassan wanted to, who could have ran out of time, wanted to just barge into Emra's dreams, so to say, and just kind of yell at him for a moment.
Well, you let us know how that goes. Because I have a feeling that's a... I mean, do it. It sounds hysterical, but that sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, I know, that's why I wanted to do it.
Bad ideas are
They are.
consequences.
Ooh.
Some TikTok I can't remember. Texted. Hi, I would like to humbly request not having consequences, and then just like hard cuts to DM going, denied! Consequences are funny. Anyway. Sounds good. That's everyone. That's all of the stars and our wishes. Yeah. All right. Bye. No. Thanks for playing. Thanks for hanging out. I'm excited to. I'll get a when is good up. Basically post haste because tomorrow's Sunday. So we'll be down to play more as we can. We are not, in fact, moving at the end of this month.
Yeah.
It's no longer an issue. We basically got denied the apartment.
Oh.
I think they had other applicants, among other things. That sucks.
Gotcha.
But I was corresponding with, like, can we have 6 months? He got back to me saying, like,
Oh fuck yeah!
Nice.
yeah, he literally just sent me
Congrats.
back. I was just like, can we have a 6-month extension instead of a year? Or just saying 6 months so that we're moving out in the summer instead of the winter, which hopefully will be significantly easier
Please,
to find
please,
other places.
please,
And also, and he was just like, oh yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah, I
No
understand.
issues.
Okay,
And then
thank
he'll
fucking
drop
god.
the paperwork basically. as soon.
That's awesome.
So no longer moving immediately. So I have a
Immediately.
little bit more time.
Woo, congrats.
Yep.
Thank you.
Very fun.
That
I wanna
takes
play
a lot of weight off of.
I feel that.
I just want to play video games forever.
Real.
All
Real.
right. Thank you all for playing.
Have a good night,
Play again soon.
everyone. Bye bye.
Talk whenever. See ya.
Bye.